Box 3649, Washington, D.C. 20007. Thank you, and God bless.
Everybody loves Dynamite.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is now just going to be a brief, recurring moment on the show every day.
Okay.
Very exciting.
As we have detailed, our parent company, Infinity Broadcasting, owned by Viacom, owned by CBS, flipping many stations around the country to All Talk on FM.
Very exciting.
It is.
We today can tell you, yesterday we came on the air with, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 28 stations yesterday.
28 affiliates, and that timpani can only mean one thing, an update.
From the Don and Mike building.
Yes.
We didn't lose any.
All right.
We still got 28 affiliates.
What a
We're
good
winning.
day.
We're on no new stations.
What a good day.
But now that's what constitutes a good day for us.
Man, from a bad day to a good day.
We've still got our original 28.
That's wonderful.
The original states. Thank you very much to Fox NFL Sunday, and especially Elizabeth, who works at Fox NFL Sunday, for sending along the actual clean as a whistle Fox 5.1 Dolby's with surround whatever it is
Right.
of JB and the Indeed thing.
Good.
From this past weekend's NFL Sunday on Fox.
And no one is feeling better than LaDainian Tomlinson. If he scores today, he'll break a 40-year-old NFL record indeed. Joining me today, that one indeed. Got to make sure I get those indeeds out of there. Joining me right now, Terry Howie and Jimmy. Spanking is out. Coach L.T. being described as the best player in the league.
Hey, Jim, can I suck it back in? I didn't say it. I didn't say it either, Emmett.
LT's good. Hey, can you give Terry some decaf coffee? Dynamite, no more NDs, no more NDs, Dynamite. The fine people at DirecTV who bring you.
Anyways,
Very cool.
I like the way he sneaks it in there,
Yeah,
you know.
very
It's
cool.
like under his breath, Dynamite. No more Indeeds.
Anyway, thank you, JB.
Yeah.
I think we'll have JB on, I think, Friday.
Oh, that's great.
For the NFL Pick the Pros thing.
Wonderful.
And just because, let's see who's calling before the show's officially opened. I mean, I realize that we're on the air, but we've not officially opened
Not
the
formally.
show. Hello, Don and Mike Show.
Hey, Don, this is Burlington, Iowa, checking in.
Yes.
Still here.
We're still here.
Burlington.
Some of the affiliates now having to check in.
And listen, Mike, I think that you and I both...
Hey, I love JB throwing you guys props on NFL Sunday. I caught that.
Thank you, Burlington, Iowa.
I do not
Right
think
on.
that you or I would be tooting our own horns if we said proudly that we are the kings of the AM dial in Burlington, Iowa.
And have been for a long time.
I believe on the mighty...
KCPS 1150
On the
AM.
mighty 1150 KCPS. And what youngster growing up didn't want to someday broadcast from that station?
Exactly. I mean, it was two choices you had. Corn or this show.
KCPS.
Well, there was a young kid named Justin.
Pardon me?
Now you've successfully...
There was a young kid named Justin. The station manager took him in, and he's become one of the broadcasters. The kid started out, he was only about
all
12
right.
years old.
Great story.
Just in case you wanted to say anything else, I'm going to hang up on
Buzz,
you
you
right
acted
now.
like you understood what he was saying. Did you think he was going to go in a different direction there?
I think he had a story for us that, frankly, we just don't have time for.
Well, we took one call before we opened the show. Now let's really start the show. Who wants to play drums?
Now, how about drums?
How about
An
ready.
instrument everybody loves.
Everybody loved.
I
We
love
have beautiful drums instruments right in the product case.
Putting
Listen to
S's
this.
where they should be.
Bass drums, snare drums,
right.
crash cymbal, hi-hat when it is closed, and when it is open,
Tom.
a crash cymbal,
Oh, come on.
and small drum called tom-toms.
Tom-toms.
Small drum.
Small drum. Like tom-tom.
This guy can play.
Now, let's learn how to play a rock and roll rhythm.
Rock and roll.
is very simple.
Let's
Just
rock.
4 counts.
Rock and
And
roll.
on every count,
And, of course,
play the hi-hat.
Junri is
1, 2,
playing
3,
on a keyboard.
1, 2,
With his
3,
fingers.
4. And on the first beat and the third
Boom.
beat, play.
Boom.
No, what's most
Boom.
amazing, Mike, is that he's a paraplegic.
3.
And he's playing with his nose
1, 2, 3.
and his elbows.
Just using
And
his
on
neck
the
muscles.
second and fourth, play the snare drum. 1, 2, 3,
Here we
4.
go.
1,
You'll notice
2,
in a minute,
3, 4.
he can't keep it in his
This
pants.
is rock and roll.
Watch this.
This is rock and roll.
I have 1, 2, 3.
Here he goes.
1,
Play a
yes.
little faster.
Yeah, no faster.
Double bass.
Double this. Double this.
Now he just goes, that yes.
The new world is inevitable.
It's what?
Inevitable.
One more time?
Inevitable! Things are inevitably going to change.
Yeah. Rock on. Chinaman rocks. Boy, his fingers are just flying.
Now he's just showing off.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is a fantastic product, the Creative Product Key.
Product. Oh, and that's how it ends.
Product. Inevitable.
Product.
You can call Don and Mike anytime from anywhere in America. 877-365-3636. They're ready to believe you.
We'll start with a cat that appears to have some staying power. Rob Thomas. Hello. At least he ain't no John Mayer. Hello. Rob Thomas I can take.
John Mayer, do you hate him because when you look and watch him sing?
Yes. It's not so much the songs and the sappy lyrics. It's looking at him. And,
Hi there.
hello. You better open the door here.
There he is. Look at him. He came in.
This is how the heart breaks. Mr. Rob Thomas. And now, Mr. Rob Spiewak.
No relation.
Now,
No?
what religion do you think Rob Thomas is?
I guarantee you he's a Protestant.
And you may be so bold as to ask your religion?
My primary or my tertiary?
Well, what percentage Jewish are you?
Let's do it in the terms of a ratio.
All right, how about another fraction?
0.5 quarters.
Or a ratio.
Hi! It's me, Super Jew.
How's your
Transistor radio.
Hi there. Hi, Mike.
Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Mustard.
Hi,
and all the
Mike.
ships at sea. Ass up, face down. That's the way we listen
Yeah.
to Don Geronimo and Mike O'Hara.
Thank you, Robbie. And, that reminds me, when I hear this song, I like to play my air guitar. And Mike, I know that you're cutting back on the cigarettes.
Yes.
I don't know what the brand is, but you should start smoking. It's lower tard and nicotine.
Low in tard and nicotine.
This is
I am cutting back.
This is the Don and Mike Show, and it's a new episode, everybody, on this Wednesday. You okay?
I'm fine.
Now, hold on.
Yeah, one more time.
You just made a face that indicated you're not okay.
I may have indulged in that very thing you just talked about last evening.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. That's why I thought it was comical when you said low in tard and nicotine. Because I smoked a few last night. Fell off the wagon. Sure.
Why don't we just abandon the whole wagon concept?
No, I mean, I like the wagon. It stays outside of my house, and I mount it every now and then.
This is the Don and Mike Show, and you said your part, and Buzz.
Whatever the date is. Hi, Don and Mike. Buzz Burbank here.
Oh, thank you, Buzz. It's 10.
No, he's not retarded.
206-205.
Right.
Here are your phone numbers from anywhere in America. You can call us toll free at 877-365-3636.
All right.
From Canada, from Mexico, and anywhere on the internet where you can't use the 877. Please do be calling 800-636-1067 and on Free FM. WJFK, Washington.
Way to sell it, Don. Something in your throat?
You can call us at 202-432-1067. Excuse me, I had a giant lump of common sense coming up my throat.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just
Get rid of that.
Let me get rid of that.
Remember where you are.
We're also on the internet. You can hear us on some Infinity stations. Thank you, Rob. On the Infinity thing, if you go to radiomad.com, Go to WJFK Washington or Free FM, whatever it is, and whatever the station in Las Vegas is now, whatever the station in Pittsburgh is now.
Good luck.
Or simply go to Don and Mike website. And pleased to be checking out our crazy, scary Halloween logo.
Yeah, and, stick your toe in our stream.
Yeah,
give
absolutely.
Give it a try. See how warm it is.
We got a nice stream.
We do.
Hi, Mike.
That's twice.
I know.
Early in the show, and I don't know why.
Well, that's why. Because you don't know why.
Yeah.
That's why.
Keeping me on my toes?
Yeah, you bet.
Right.
Absolutely. Hello, Don and Mike show. Hello.
What's happening, Don and Mike?
Hi there.
Hey, I was really amazed last night, Don, when I was watching the World Series, and I seen you standing between those two beautiful women. When I actually seen you singing a solo for the national anthem.
All right, hold on. Who was it? Was it Drew Carey or some ass like that?
Michael McDonald.
Michael McDonald.
You have a lovely voice.
I guess the other
voice.
night. The other night it was Aaron Neville. It was.
Okay. See you later. I love whatever you love. Hello, Don and Mike show. Yo, hello.
Hey, can we get on the air?
Yeah, dumbass, you're on the air. Where are you calling from?
Dumbass, you keep hanging up on me.
On me.
No. There must be one of our screeners that keeps hanging up on you.
Sounds like you're in a big empty room. What's going on?
I can guarantee we will hang up on you eventually, but until then, what's happening?
Where are you? Where are you calling from?
Your mom's house.
What did he say?
My mom. Your mom's
your
house?
mom's house.
Oh, okay.
Well, now, listen, that's no way to start a show.
Not at all. Very interesting.
Let me call Chief Bottle Washer. And that was his Indian name as well. Chief Bottle Washer.
Why did they drop the cook?
Hello?
Hello.
That's why.
There you go. There's Joe. And, as we mentioned, right now I want you to know that you are getting Joe at his prime.
Wednesday.
I believe Wednesday is the day when you're getting Joe operating at prime Joe efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
Gee, is it any wonder why I hung up on that guy?
So you did hang up on him.
Okay.
Of course.
So what was his deal?
You got me.
All right, well, call him
Yes,
back.
you do.
Okay.
Because I know you get his number. Call him back, and
I can tell he's speaking.
Put him on the air. Put him on hold, and then let's find out whatever he wanted to say.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I can understand why he would be hostile towards you. Everyone's hostile towards you.
As they should be.
But us, for goodness sakes, we're regional treasures.
Of course.
And all we do is call him a dumbass because he sounded like he was calling from between Rosie O'Donnell's thighs.
Andy said, "Can I come on the air?" when he already was on the air.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But how many times did you hang up on him already, Joe?
I don't know.
See? He's speaking.
I mean, more than 6, less than 12.
There you go. That's what I needed.
All right, bye, Joe. Bye-bye. Joe.
Catch him on Wednesday before he starts the slide.
Hello, Don and Mike show.
Hey, Don and Mike.
Yeah, we are. Hi.
Out here in Reno, Nevada, my boss is a bastard. I've worked here for 2 years. He bought 3 new work trucks, and I didn't get one of them.
Yeah.
I don't know what I can say to you unless it's
He bought 3 new what?
Work trucks.
3 new work trucks.
Work trucks, and this guy didn't get one.
You're stuck with an old truck.
Yeah, I've been here longer than everybody, and I'm stuck with the old junker still. And
well, you know what? I think that you should consider yourself to be, and I hate talking about us in the third person, but I will in this case. If you're saying everybody else got a new truck and you're still driving the same piece of crap, consider yourself the Don and Mike of whatever business it is that you're in.
That's a pretty good place to be in.
Don and Mike of landscaping.
Yes, that's right. You're the Don and Mike of landscape.
So
Thanks, guys.
Do you make the most money for your company?
I do make a lot of money for my company. I do. And
there you go.
Almost half.
Are you the best earner in your stable?
I'm the best lawnmower around.
Uh-huh.
Do you wish they would appreciate the fact how good you are at cutting lawns?
Yeah.
Do you bag?
Nah, I just mow. The other guys bag it up.
You just mow.
Oh, the other guys bag it up.
Of course.
Other guys rake and bag it.
See, look at that.
Yeah.
Isn't he just like us, Mike?
So it sounds like they gave the guys that are bagging it up, they gave them the new truck.
Well, the other 3 foremen got the new truck.
Oh, there are 3 foremen.
See, I believe that in this case, you and I would be the cutters, and it would be Rob and Buzz and Beth Ann would be our baggers.
But none of us are riding in a new truck.
Oh, no. No, we're in the POS. Absolutely.
Well, me too, guys. So thanks. I'm the Don and Mike of landscaping. I appreciate it. You guys are radio gods.
Thank you for the call.
Be proud.
Bye-bye.
Be the best landscaper you can be.
God, the other foreman got the trucks.
Yeah.
Hello, Don and Mike show.
That's not right.
Boy, do we know that feeling. Hello, Don and Mike. Who says that we can't relate to every man out there listening to the show?
Completely.
We're on the same boat.
Hello, Don and Mike show.
Hey, have you heard the shocking news item of the day?
Which
What's
one?
that?
A WNBA star has come out of the closet.
Homo. Yeah, like they're all not. I know who it is. Is it that Cheryl Swoops?
That's the one.
Yeah. Boy, I bet she swoops.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
You still getting that gay newsletter every day?
Getting it. I'm publishing it. Yeah. Sad to say, when it comes to gays in the news,
You were all over that. I would that name. You could have just sat there for 3 hours. I wouldn't have figured that.
Cheryl
name
Swoop. Yeah. She super. Bend her over. And right after that she announced she was gay, Shaquille O'Neal came out and announced he was black. Another huge, two big surprises for
huge
sports.
surprises.
First, a WNBA player announces she's gay. Shock. Hello, Don and Mike show.
Don, like radio God.
Hello.
This is Josh from Maryland calling. How are you?
Josh, you're another guy that sounds like you have your own WABC echo chamber behind you.
Yeah, I know. I'm in a hallway. Hey, have you guys seen the movie starring Tom Gavin's family called The Whole Cards?
The what?
Nothing like a large room and then the cell phone dropping out at the same time.
Try it again.
Have you seen the movie about Tom Gavin and his family called The Whole Nine Tards?
The Whole Nine Tards.
All right, bye-bye.
You know, it's amazing that was featured on yesterday's show, and it's kicked over into today's subject matter.
Hello, Don and Mike show.
People love wordplay.
Hello.
Who doesn't?
Hello.
I like a good cross-tired puzzle.
You are on the air.
Hello?
Yeah, hi.
Tired up.
Yes, I would like to say that...
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
George Stephanopoulos checking in. Always like to hear from him. Him and his wife are the incredible. George Stephanopoulos' wife has the worst bags under her eyes. I mean, I don't advocate surgery for most chicks, unless they really, really just are beasts. But
is it Stephanopoulos or Stephanopoulos?
Steph. Might be. I've
heard of a lot of letters.
I think it's Stephanopoulos. Yeah. All I know is he's Greek, and you know what that means. Watch it. Don't shower with the dude.
It's in the newsletter.
Plenty of entertainment, Greek style.
And I don't know what his wife's name is. The broad was on TV for a while, and she's a decent looking woman. But Christ, does she have bags under her eyes?
Her name is Stephanie.
Stephanie
Stephanopoulos.
Stephanie Stephanopoulos.
Shut up. She makes Lynn Crenshaw look like Lynn Crenshaw has been sleeping, like she's been in a coma. That's how well rested she makes Liz Crenshaw look.
I love Liz Crenshaw. That's a hard name to say quick too.
It is.
Liz Crenshaw.
Liz Crenshaw.
The consumer reporter on Channel 4 here in D.C.
Yes. Today we're going to eat more nachos.
She's sleep deprived, obviously, because she's got just huge bags under her eyes. And
see what.
yes. Hi, it's Liz Crenshaw.
And it still doesn't change the fact that when you look down at her, it looks like you're looking at two cats' butts for eyes.
Or Stephanopoulos' wife.
George Stephanopoulos himself, he's got an okay look, but the wife has the bag.
Yeah, if someone can, or Beth Ann or someone will Google her and bring a picture of her. Yeah, she's got awful bags. Hello.
I think her name's Sophie.
Sophie Stephanopoulos. Hello, Don and Mike show.
Hi. My name is Robert. I'm calling from Free FM, Deutschland. And I think Infinity Executives...
Can I just tell you, if you want to call the show and you want to work out a comedy routine, just call Infinity in New York.
They love that.
They're giving just about anybody with no radio experience a show. So if you've got some prepared shtick like that guy had...
Yeah, I think this guy could go places with a body like that.
Call up there. Talk to them.
Yeah, maybe you'll get 2 years guaranteed.
Ask for JH. Buzz?
Yes.
Do you know who I got a call from today?
No, who do you hear from?
Well, I heard from your lovely wife today.
Oh, I was afraid that would happen.
Hold on just a second. Who's calling on the hotline? You know, I bet it's my kid, because I bet he's calling me about that traffic ticket. Hello?
Oh, sorry, Dad. I didn't mean to get you now. I was just going to say, call me back whenever.
Okay. All right. How did it go?
Oh, it went fine.
Okay, well, don't tell me on the air.
Yeah.
I'll call you during a break.
Right. Sorry.
Okay, all right. Love you.
Love Love you too.
Okay. All right. Bye. Now it'll be driving me crazy.
I know.
He got a speeding ticket. It was 9 over the limit.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to
Recently?
him, yeah, within the last couple of months. So I said to him, of course, go show up, put on a tie, and who knows, maybe, they won't give you points or whatever.
Right.
And he said, well, Dad, exactly what should I say? And I said, well, you kind of try. And I don't know what to say. I mean, you say what you always say. It's like guilty, but...
Guilty with explanation.
Yeah, and what's the explanation? Well, you really should cut me a break because I'm standing here today. I mean, please judge. So I don't know. God, I bet he just got nailed. That's going to kill my insurance.
Your Honor, I have natural gifts in the coordination department, and I am able to function at a higher level than most human beings, and therefore my speed can be, estimated to be over 10 miles an hour over the speed limit.
Guilty, hang him.
Yeah, no. I'm probably screwed.
All I know is I got one on the way down on the eastern shore of Maryland one time, and I was driving back, and they said, you have to go all the way. I believe it was Chestertown, Maryland, which is in the middle of nowhere. And I had to come back from Virginia to go down. And everybody was saying to me, guilty with explanation. Guilty with explanation. And, I said, well, that's the question.
Right.
What's the explanation? And that's where you're kind of screwed, Because I didn't know I was going that fast.
Here's the thing. Okay, that one doesn't work.
No, what the hell else are you going to say?
Here's the thing. Have you seen the commercial where they've got the kid with the long, almost dreads, and he says to his dad, hey, Dad, my grades are good, and if you buy me a car, our insurance rates will go down. And the dad says, really? Is that the case? And in truth, the insurance companies do offer lower rates if your kids have good grades. And what that implies is, go ahead, yes, encourage your kids to get good grades. Maybe you'll get a slightly lower rate on your car insurance. Well, not me. Not me and not my boy, who, sad to say, he's going to find out when he turns 21.
Yeah.
He's going to find out really how expensive it is to drive a car.
Until you're 25, insurance is expensive.
So I have been urging him, saying, listen, you don't have Mom around to bug your ass about this. Do not get tickets. Do not get tickets. So what did he do? He went right out and got a ticket.
Wow.
I keep telling him, one more point, and you and I are going to that. See, here's the deal. Mainly because of my son's driving record, I've not had a ticket in 7 years. Thank you. That's all right. Thank you. I'm proud of that.
Significant.
Because remember, there was a time it was a weekly event for me.
Right.
But I've not had a ticket in 7 years. My sweet angel departed, and incidentally, I do think that the the DMV should wipe that off our record now. I mean, I'm not trying to be cold or anything, but really, it's like Frida's 2 speeding tickets that she got in the last couple of years of her life. They're still on, holding our insurance down. So anyway, among the many things that I have to discuss now that Frida used to handle is like the car insurance. So I'm talking to Cindy, the lady at the place, and she says, you realize that if everything is cool, that you're going to be dropped out of this current plan that you're in. And I said, well, I'm looking at this stuff for the first time. Exactly what plan is it that I am, that I'm in? Because I said, my driving record is pretty good. And Frida had a couple of tickets. She said, oh, no, well, Bart's had quite a few tickets. So you guys are in the uninsurable class.
Yes.
Which is a special class, a special section that they have for idiots in Virginia, that if you have so many tickets that no one will give you insurance, not even the people that have the ads on TV.
Right.
Virginia says, we'll insure you, but guess what? You're going to pay through the ass.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Yes.
It's called the Kiss My Bumper plan.
Man, oh, man.
So there was...
No, see, that company doesn't even insure them.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
Senate.
Even the companies that say,
how's that for the free plug?
No matter what your driving record is, we'll insure you. Well, I got news for you. When you go in and you have a young man who,
under 20.
Under 20 and has had his share of, I believe, unfair accusations. I mean, really.
Yes.
And even I couldn't totally bust Bart's balls about this. 9 miles. I said, really, isn't the unwritten rule that unless, and it was on a highway, this was not in a residential area.
Right.
If you're out on the highway and you're doing 63 or 64, I think don't you get a pass normally on that?
Usually, unless it's quota time, end of the month.
Well, it's based solely on what they're going to pull out of, behind their bush. I mean, that's what they're going to do.
Hey, baby.
You know what I mean?
How'd you know it was a female officer?
Hey, baby.
All right, well, now I'm dying. You know what? I'll call him back. I mean, I don't care if he has to pay a ticket. He'll have to pay it.
Right.
I just hope that he didn't get any points. So we'll play the game. Here we go. I'll share this with everybody. Then I'll tell you why your wife called me.
Is it a points violation for 9 miles above?
Hey, hola. Hey, you're on the air. I've already explained that you had to go to court today for a speeding ticket. Can you tell us what the upshot was?
It was only 2 points.
Ouch. Okay.
No, South Carolina points.
Well, they transfer over, bud.
They're different.
Oh, no. Not totally. But
they're not as sharp.
How did that thing, did you try that guilty with an explanation, or?
I just told him what happened, and I got it lower than what I was going.
Oh, all right. Well, then. All right, then that's good.
That is good.
I got the penalty if you're going, like, 9 over.
All right, good. All right, well.
And
so he wasn't going 9 over?
Well, no, now, hold on. Were you, what did the ticket,
a little weird to
what
me.
did the ticket say? The ticket said you were going 9 miles over.
Right. I was actually going 16 over, I think.
Oh, how unfortunate.
Now his phone dropped out a little bit there. I thought I heard 16.
Yeah, but the ticket said that. Now, I'm positive that I know the facts about this. The ticket said...
Well, not that. Well, I shouldn't say that.
The ticket said 9. Boy, because I know this. My boy doesn't lie to me. Jesus. I'll wait for him to call back.
Now it's going to be killing you.
A misunderstanding.
He was going through a bad
maybe
sell.
Maybe it was just a bad sell and he didn't say 16 miles over the speed limit.
What if he said 60? Okay, here he is. Here he's going back. Hey, hola. Okay, so the ticket was for 9 miles an hour over. Bart?
When I got pulled over, I was going 16 over, and the cop cut me a break and wrote it for 9.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's the same thing.
But still, when you
ticket is the ticket.
When you went to court, it said 9.
Right, but it also says 16 on the ticket. He circled what I was actually going.
Oh.
And if you say not guilty to that, then they try you for 16 over, not 9 over.
Oh,
right.
You know what?
I've never heard of that.
Put the squeeze on.
Haven't you ever had a cop who and I've had plenty of cops who, God knows, as I mentioned, not for 7 years, knock on Formica, but when I've been pulled over for speed, a lot of times they would say, I'm going to knock it down, to this, so you don't get charged with, like let's say you happen to be going 85. The cop says really I could charge you with reckless driving here. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is knock it down. And at that point, you're appreciative. Yes, officer, thank you. Can I have another?
It's the game we all play.
But but I know here in Virginia they don't. If a cop does that for you, if a cop cuts you a break, he doesn't write down the actual speed on the ticket.
Thank God.
To say like that's your regular and that's your discounted speed.
That's very different. That you were actually. So on the ticket it says you were going 16 miles an hour over, but then he put down he's only going to cite you for 9 miles over.
Yeah, pretty much all the people who had speeding tickets got them dropped down.
All right, buddy. Well, 2 points is better than what it could have been, I guess.
And they're not as bad as they are in Virginia.
Because you get 12 points in South Carolina.
Oh, 2 out of 12.
2 out of 12. But you don't have a South Carolina driver's license.
Right, but I don't. The points don't transfer the same.
All right, well, I'll figure it out. Listen,
that's half a point.
That's one of the things that Mom would have to figure out. Oh, well, 2 points is Dad. Don't worry about it.
I'll sign up for a driver improvement class and take it.
All right, good.
Helps.
Yeah, there you go. That
always helps.
That's a chip off the old block. God knows.
And those are fun.
I've been to those too. Oh, Bart's been to those.
I've been to a good share of mine.
Yeah, Bart, we could maybe, even though I'm 47 and he's 20, I bet we could have a contest, and we'd be pretty close in the amount of time that each of us has spent in driver improvement classes.
Well, I think I won because one of them I had to take Mom. You had to take the parent.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's a winner.
I remember that.
That's a winner.
Yeah, that's another. Okay, it's state of Virginia. It's another thing. Like if your kid is a crazy driver,
you got to go
after like the third ticket, they say to the parent, "Listen, hold on. You're the parent. You got to go to the driver improvement class with the kid.
He's coming, you're coming."
And I don't remember how Mom and I divvied that up. How I lucked out not having to go. But I know that Mom didn't like going.
Remember, it was on the air.
Yeah,
you had a discussion about that.
Remember.
Mom didn't like going that day. All right, bud. Well, thanks for checking in.
All right. I love you, Pop.
Okay, I love you too, son.
Good luck.
I'll see you later. Bye-bye. All right, 2 points. Well, who knows what that'll be.
I hate those classes, too. I've been there, too. And that's no fun.
I've been there several times.
But you got, and the thing that kills you about those driver improvement classes is that you just you can't sleep. I don't mean literally sleep, but like you can't doodle or anything
Can't
because
listen to your iPod.
You watch the worst videos in the world, and you have to pay attention to these like 1970, circa 1970. Welcome to the world of motoring.
Right.
A double yellow line means no passing. And as soon as you zone out for 1 second, that's when they tell you, like, what railroad crossings mean or what one squiggly line means. And, I mean, if you're not paying attention, you're screwed.
But it has the one benefit that I've always found those classes have, the opportunity to meet new friends.
Exchange lunch.
Hello there.
Hi, friend.
Hello, Don and Mike's show.
Hey, Don, Mike.
Mike, you love meeting new friends.
I do. And those are my kind of people in there.
Those are your people.
How are you? Hello.
Yes, Don and Mike.
Yeah, hi.
I just want to let you know on that question about your son's ticket.
Yeah.
From South Carolina.
Yes.
To Virginia, it does not get transferred over.
It does not get... Okay, well then. Okay, thank you. I'll take your word for it, and I won't even call the insurance agent.
That's about time. Then let's go down there with a Formula One race car.
Just tell him just to disobey all speed laws. He's got 10 points, 10 free points. He's playing with house money.
10 to go.
They knocked on my door when I got one in South Carolina. Maybe it was North Carolina. I forgot. I used to get them in the Carolinas all the time.
It was Myrtle Beach, Mike.
Was it Myrtle Beach?
It was Myrtle Beach.
Or on my way down to Myrtle Beach.
It might have been on your way back.
I talked about it on the air, and I even remember the town name, because it was some weird, strange one-syllable town name, and it was amazing.
Hello, Don and Mike show. Hello.
Hello?
Wasn't it Frigg? Frigg, North Carolina. Frigg, South Carolina.
Well, a variation of that.
Hello.
Near Fort Frigg.
Yeah, it's some colloquialism. Thank you, Mike. That they have down there. It's Frigg, but they say it
They say it in a weird. It sounds kind of like
a Mayberry way.
Kind of a muh sound.
Hello. What can we do for ye?
Yes.
Yes, you're on the. As I've explained to people, when you join the show, when you hear this. That means you're on the air, but we're going to continue talking because, frankly, hold on, we're better talking than you are. That's why we're here and you are there. But we do want your participation. Just jump in. Go.
Yeah, I'm not a professional. I'm sorry. I was just going to let you know I got pulled over in Dewey Beach, Delaware, and I went. And then they have basically their jail is a bench with a pair of handcuffs tied to it. But anyway, they had to go.
But I want to tell you.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
They had to go find the judge who was gardening at the time when I went down to fight my ticket. So I go and they get him, they go to court, whatever. Turns out that they have to the police have to keep a logbook, which actually shows your actual speed you were traveling when they clock you.
I think there are a lot of logbooks in Dewey Beach.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. That's Rehoboth. Anyway.
Those are called Blue Boy magazines, Mike.
Yes, exactly. So, anyway, gets back. The cop's being real cocky. He's like, oh, you're going to get slammed, whatever. He opens his logbook. He never entered me in his logbook. So the judge is like, all right, dismiss.
So you are like Bobby Fuller. You fought the law.
And
you won. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Way to stick it to the man.
Winner.
Great.
Goodbye.
That's a good story. The logbook. The Dewey Beach logbook. Not to be confused with the Bethany Beach logbook.
Hello, Donna. Or the Rehoboth Beach logbook. Welcome. Yeah, there's one of those beaches up in Delaware that everybody just knows it's Homo City. I mean, everybody's cool with it. It's just where all the gays and lesbians go.
Yeah, well, isn't it Dewey, Bethany, and Rehoboth?
Well, yeah, Mike, actually, it's spread. Actually, the entire state of Delaware now.
What was the original, though? There was Dewey was the original.
No, it was. I think it was Rehoboth.
Rehoboth was the original?
Rehoboth was the first gay.
I think it was Rehoboth.
Hello.
License plate says the gay state.
That's what some people used to call it, Rob. Hello, Don and Mike show. Hello there.
Hello.
Hi, you're on the air.
Oh, hi, this is Donna. How you doing?
Hi, Donna. We're doing great.
I just thought I'd let you know.
Hold on, Donna. Why are you applauding, Rob?
She said it like she was expecting it.
Sorry,
it's Donna. So make it worth our while, Donna. Go.
All right. Hi, Donna.
I just wanted to let you know that about 8 years ago, I was in South Carolina, and
Can you
my
speak
husband...
up a little bit, please?
Okay, can you hear now?
Yeah, no, a little louder. It's the connection or something. Go ahead.
Can you hear now?
Yeah, try it again.
I can't.
Don's having trouble, but...
I'm sorry. This is probably as loud as I can do. Is that good?
Well, usually it helps if you just take the phone about 10 inches away from your face and speak louder. That's all we need.
Go ahead.
No, seriously. Very serious.
Basically, I was in South Carolina about 7 years ago.
I can't hear a word.
I don't know whether it's the connection or what. Are you pulling the phone far away from your face?
No, No, it's right next to my mouth.
No, pull it away and then talk, because usually that clears up the line. You're distorted, so talk louder, but keep the phone further away from your face.
Okay, I put the speakerphone on. Is that working?
No,
we hate
that won't work at all.
The only thing that's going to work... No, pick the phone back up. Pick the phone up.
Pick the phone up.
Pick the phone up, please. Please.
Okay, speakerphone's off.
All right, now with the phone picked up, don't use speakerphone. Just pull the receiver away from your mouth and speak louder. Then we'll be able to hear you.
Okay, the speaker's away from my mouth, and I'm talking loud.
A little louder.
Can you pull the phone away farther and speak louder?
Okay, it's really far away from my mouth now.
Louder. I tell you what. Hold on. Are you in your car?
Yes.
Okay. Just set the phone down on the passenger seat and talk loud.
Okay.
All right, try that.
Really loud.
Okay, I'm doing that.
Welcome to Bitches Are Stupid. Okay.
Yeah, I really look stupid now.
You said it.
But that's okay. I'm having fun. I have a long drive home.
Did you pick the phone up from the passenger seat?
Yeah, I did that.
You broke the rule. Put the phone back down in the seat, please.
And then I can't hear what you're saying.
Hey, how about this? Throw the phone in the back seat.
Okay, I'll do that next.
All right. Go ahead.
Do it now, please.
Okay.
Go ahead. Do it.
Then we'll listen to you.
Hi, the phone's in the back,
She's all right.
Yeah.
Now how's she going to get the phone now?
So now she's driving along. That's going to be.
I'm pulling the cord in, the charger cord.
Okay. All right.
She got it. She retrieved it.
All right. You know what? You've earned. Rob, step away and stop frowning. She's earned her time on.
Come on,
the
Rob.
air.
Give her some credit.
We've put her through all of our traps.
She deserved it, though.
Okay. All right, Donna. What can we do for you?
Can you really hear me or not, or was I just doing
Donna, we could hear you the whole time, honey.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
In South Carolina, we were driving late one evening, and we had just picked up a six-pack of beer to get into Myrtle Beach with us. So my husband opened a beer and was drinking it, and we got pulled over in this town called Anor, which is kind of like, Macon County line kind of thing.
Yeah.
As soon as we entered the town, the speed limit went from 70 to 25. He pulled us over immediately.
Yep.
So my husband just took the beer and put it down in the van, and they took him out and walked the line. And he asked me if I had an open beer in the car, and I figured I would say yes, because rather him...
Now, we did give you a lot of leeway, but because you did go through an awful lot with us. But can I please ask you to just TiVo to the end of this story?
The end of the story was I got an open container charge in South Carolina that they said wasn't going to affect me anyway in Maryland.
Was it an open container of butter?
No, it wasn't. I wish it was. Yeah. It was an open container of beer.
Beer?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
and
no
it did
good.
transfer over, and then we ended up getting a letter saying that they were going to cancel us.
What's for dinner, Ma? Beer and icing.
Listen, Rummy, I
thought it was a lovely story.
I don't know what to say. I mean, good luck. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Well, DWI ruins a lot of people's lives.
Certainly does.
And I'm glad that she came out on the other side of it.
I fare thee well, Donna. I fare thee well.
Although, if you think back in the day, I think I even mentioned...
Back when it was legal?
Yeah, I mentioned...
Well, the open container was a big gulp cup.
Back when Frida and I were first married, we were living in Los Angeles. I know I probably told the story a million times. On the weekend, because we were broke. I mean, I had my big job, but it cost everything to live there. And I had a moped, and we had one little Honda Civic car. So we would get in the clown car on Saturday, and we would stop and get a six-pack of Olympia beer. And our Saturday night would be driving along the Pacific Coast Highway. We would drive until we finished the first six-pack.
Right.
We would stop and have dinner like at some greasy taco place, get another six-pack of Olympia, and drive back into the city.
That was the evening.
Yeah. Now, of course, that's...
Did you taste the metal on your tongue when you were drinking that beer? The metal shavings that were in that brew?
Are you dissing the fine taste of Olympia beer?
I believe that I have wrapped my tonsils around a six-pack or two of Olympia beer.
But it used to... And I don't want to imply that Frida and I would drive drunk, because, one would drive and the other would drive. But really, back then it was like, what do you want to do? You want to go out? Grab a beer. I mean, it was just the way people operate.
That's right. You speak to the greatest generation. as Tom Brokaw refers to them, like my Uncle Dick.
Right.
And they'd pack a case of beer for a trip.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they'd do.
And drink the beer as they're going to their vacation.
When I lived in Louisiana, beer was considered a soft drink and not necessarily an alcoholic beverage, so there was no legal problem with drinking and driving as long as it was beer.
God, were those the days?
Yeah.
A soft drink?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Imagine
God.
That attitude still exists in certain portions of this country.
Oh,
Like,
man. Just
would you
think,
like
I mean, you
something
could
to
get that
drink?
as your Subway meal deal.
Yeah.
Meal deal.
Meal deal.
That would be a deal.
High C, Pepsi, Olympia. It's the water.
High GI, meal dear.
Meal dear.
And the only other thing that I remember about beer, because I've never been a big beer lover.
Can I have extra banana peppers on that sandwich and a Schlitz, please?
Oh, shut up. You're not a.
That'd be nice.
You're not a beer lover.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not. What about the story you told me the other night? And I know you're kidding because you drink beer like I drink vodka.
Right.
But the truth is, Rob said to me the other night on the way home.
Oh, yeah.
Carrie says to him, "You got to pick up whatever stuff for the kids." And
Gallon
Rob,
of milk and some diapers.
Rob really had to pee. Because we all drink a lot of fluids during the show.
Right.
And he was stopping at the grocery store on the way home. And he calls me up. He says, "I'm so pissed. This goddamn Safeway. They have every kind of beer in the world except Beck's."
There was no Beck's, and I picked up all the stuff I needed, and the last thing I was going to get was the Beck's because you wanted to stay cold.
It's your one luxury in life.
Basically, that's what I'm down to.
all I ask.
And I went there, and I started thinking in my head, okay, where's the next place I can get it?
But then...
And then, behind the Amstel Light,
Yes.
there was one six-pack. And I said, not enough for a long term, but enough for tonight.
To get you by.
Just enough for tonight.
Just enough for tonight.
To get you by.
And I told my dad the story, and he understood. He said, "How many did you have at home?" I said, "I was down to one." He said, "You might as well not have any. It's better to be out
One is
than
useless.
to have one beer."
And what about when the big deal was that you could not get Coors beer east of the Rockies?
We were better off.
And people would drive out or take trips out there.
Yes, morons, including like my cousin Ronnie,
right,
would make a 12-hour drive
to get that beer.
I never got that.
That's when it had the little pop thumb cap.
Right. It's the plot of Smokey and the Bandit, isn't it? He had to get a truckload of Coors beer back east.
Beer.
I don't even. There was a plot to that.
Yeah,
Smokey and the Bandit.
I remember somebody brought it back to New England, and it was just like this liquid gold. It's like, have you ever had Coors?
Yeah.
And it was just the perception was that it was something special.
It was like and I remember listening to, God, this is when I was 13 or 14, when I was just getting into radio, working full time, listening to the station I loved so much, WLS, that I later worked at. And I remember thinking Bob Surratt was so cool because he was on the air saying, "Hey, it's Bob Surratt, Music Radio WLS. Here's John Denver. Hey, I just got back from vacation in Denver, and you know what I had when I was there? Some Coors beer." Boy, was it tasty. And he was saying it.
A big deal.
It was saying it like, in essence, going, "Hey, I just got back from Amsterdam, and I had some heroin. I had some black tar that would knock your D in the dirt." Now here's Annie's song.
Coors was a big, big deal.
Yeah.
Is it less? I guess it's less important now that it's national, but it's still the same beer, right?
And
I think it's the same stuff.
And listen, I hate to
Rocky Mountain spring water.
I hate to always keep coming back to playing the race card, the race card.
Yeah.
Yes.
But is it not true that more than any other beer, Coors Light is the beer of the white man?
I would say, yeah.
Now, I do see a sprinkling of brothers in the commercials, of course.
Well, that's the commercial.
Generally speaking, when I go out, and have you ever been at a, like, I'll tell you, a couple of weeks ago, was at a thing up the street of the neighbor's house, and every white guy that was there, and there was a sprinkling of just about everybody. You know, you had your Orientals,
Asians.
No
you
offense.
had your whites, you had your blacks.
Right.
We've even got some mixes, so we've got a real crazy neighborhood.
And all the white guys were drinking Coors Light?
Yeah, and
all silver bullets?
And I walked in, and I said hi, and I was, low-key, because I don't have Frida, and I said right away to the lady whose house it was in, my neighbor, I said,
"This is a reminder.
"There's the vodka." And she said, "Oh, it's right in there for you. Everybody's outside." And I went outside, and everybody was mingling. Whites, blacks, yellows, everything. All of the white guys had their big cans. And when I walked in, I said, "Hey, Coors Light is right there."
Yes.
And there was a big check. And it struck me that none of the brothers are drinking Coors Light. And maybe brothers do drink Coors Light. But I believe it is the beer of the white man.
Well, there's so many beers of the white man, though. I mean, you've got your Budweiser, you've got your Miller.
No. brothers drink Miller. Brothers drink brother. Man, maybe brothers will call and say that they drink Coors Light, but I believe it is the drink of the beer of the white man.
I'm not prepared to dispute your theory.
I want to know.
Yeah,
I really don't know.
I think
I don't
it requires
have an
investigation.
And I have no facts to back this up, except I noticed it at this function, and then I think about it. Even when people are coming over, you think, what do you got to get? Well, I know like what kind of beer you like, Mike, and I know what kind you like, Rob. You both like different kinds. But generally speaking, like when we would have people over, Frida would say, don't forget to get beer. I'd say, what kind? And she'd say, well, get Heineken for Mike, or get Beck's for Rob, and get a big 12-pack of Coors Light. Okay, right.
It's always a popular
because
favorite.
Whitey's coming over.
It's the Pepsi of beers.
Mine, incidentally, is Michelob Ultra.
Yeah, mine too.
But now, how much beer do you drink?
Not a lot, but that's my favorite flavor.
Michelob Ultra might be on the make as a whiter beer.
Buzz,
they all have different flavors.
But I don't think
mine is Michelob Ultra.
That's not how a beer drinker puts it, is it? Though
that is exactly how a beer drinker puts it.
It's got the best taste.
Yeah, I said you're out of my flavor. You're out of my flavor. That's what I say. I'll say, you're kidding me. You're out of my flavor, and that's it. And that's why. But at your house, I always lie because I like the good stuff, and that's why when I come over, it's always an ice cold 6-pack of Sapporo.
In that can, the weird
can.
I love that stuff. I really do.
Costly.
When I'm eating sushi,
yes.
Where's Mike's Japanese beer?
Sapporo in the big tall can. Quick.
Drink embedding to end.
Don and Mike show. Hello there.
Hey there, Don and Mike. How you guys doing today?
We're doing very well, thanks.
Hey, man, Coors Light's not for the white guy. It's for the white guy that doesn't drink beer. They think that's what they're supposed to drink.
What is the guy that
store stocking up and for a party, like you said, out on the deck? They just think that's what they're supposed to drink.
Well, what are they supposed to drink?
Okay, hold on.
Jesus, that's the run-on sentence of the year.
Mike had a very astute question. If that's the case, then what are white guys supposed to drink?
Anything that's cold, man.
Okay. Thank you.
There he is, the brewer.
I found it helpful.
Hello.
Yeah.
Don and Mike show. Hello.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, yo.
Let me tell you what. Brothers don't drink no Coors Light. And, Don, that's why you don't drink it, because you know you're a black man, dog.
That's right.
You know it. What's up with your brother, man, up in Milwaukee, wherever he is, Green Bay?
Right.
You like the only brother up there, ain't he?
What are you drinking, my brother?
He still got his Cadillac, your brother. I bet you we don't drink no Coors Light.
No, he doesn't. You're right. You know what he drinks? He drinks Schlitz malt liquor. And when he drinks it, cool. When the big bull comes through the wall, Kool and the Gang are standing there playing their hit song "Celebration."
Those were great.
Do you remember back in the day when Schlitz malt liquor, it would be the bull would come through the wall like John Madden used to come through the wall, and it would be Kool and the Gang standing there playing whatever Hollywood swinging.
Ad agencies for a while, they're really like breaking down walls.
Yeah.
Or like having people run through a poster.
All right, thank you, my friend.
All right, my man.
All right, bye-bye.
Goodbye.
We still haven't figured out what Whitey's drinking.
Hello, Don and Mike show.
I think it might be the Ultra.
Hello.
I think you might be right.
Well, I'd like to know what the brothers drink.
Yeah.
Hello, Don and Mike show.
Yes, I would like to know how come Rob hasn't mentioned the fact that the brothers will drink whatever they can get their hands on and whatever you'll give them.
Oh,
thanks for using the phrase, know how come.
Yeah, the Grand Dragon check again. Whatever they get their hands on.
What is wrong
Rob,
with
we met you at the meeting last Sunday.
It's always nice when they check in.
Time out. We'll get to this in a moment.
Good.
And Buzz, I still have to tell you about the phone call I received from your wife today.
I knew that was coming.
See, I think you knew it's coming. Anyway, I don't know how much of it's kidding and how much is real.
Neither do I.
So we'll talk about that. Let me see. Rob, you're a whore.
Yes.
I want to discuss that some more.
Taking it to the next level.
He has. When we come back, Rob has something he's selling on eBay that has nothing to do with us.
Okay.
It's already sold.
That we must sign. And he got a better price for it because he wants us to sign it.
The guy asked.
You got a piece, right?
I said to Rob.
Delightful.
I said to Rob, why don't you just sign it yourself? Because, everybody knows if you, write in for a picture of us.
Right.
9 times out of 10, you're going to get Rob signing the picture. Because we think it's funny. Well, come on. Sometimes when a sick person writes.
That's true. But, Don, this is a client.
That's so
forge it.
This is the difference.
How much of a percentage are we getting from the licensing?
Oh, the same percentage you've always got.
I'll
double it.
Here's the thing with Rob. Generally speaking, if there's a picture to be signed, unless it is like a little kid that's sick or somebody who's had something that, Rob will just say, hey, we got a request for the picture. I'm going to sign it, right? And it's like our joke. And we even tell people Rob signs it because he can mimic our signatures perfectly. It's only like when...
One of his many skills as a haberdasher.
And like the stuff that we don't talk about on there because we're not Jack Diamond, but like if we get a letter about a sick kid or something, okay, well then, yes, we do sign it and write something. And that's always the unwritten rule. So he comes in today and says, hey, I got something I need you guys to really sign. So I think, okay, it's going to be another one of these serious things.
Right.
And as it turns out...
But the rule holds true. If it's a sick kid, no more than a paragraph.
And he gives me this thing, and I go, what is this? And he says, it's an Elvis Presley magazine.
Yeah, it's a memorial magazine.
And I say, why do we have to sign it? He said, because that's how I sold it to the guy. And I said, you big ape, why don't you just sign it? And he said, oh, no, this guy's a client.
He's a client.
He's a client.
Sacred relationship.
He treats this guy on eBay with more respect than he treats our regular listeners.
Well, that's why he gets the good feedback.
My feedback's on the line, and I have to have people bidding with confidence.
What's your feedback right now?
Right now, 118, 100% positive.
Strong.
Yes.
Strong.
100% bid with confidence.
Get your magazine, and we'll sign it. We'll sign it when we come back, and I'll tell you about Buzz. And Mike was a faggot today, and we'll talk about beer. And then, we'll do what we do every day. We fill the 4 hours.
Yeah, we'll get it done.
Right here from the
Don. I was
Don and Mike building.
I was a biker faggot.
Oh, BF. Okay.
Yes.
Winner! You're a biker faggot.
I'm a hardcore biker faggot.
Okay, we'll be right back, everybody.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Well, I'm giving it a guess, and I remember a guy have 10 points in one game. And I don't want to give I don't want to give that name out just yet, but perhaps that could be one person to consider. And a little birdie is whispering to me that I'm dead wrong. So
that was Daryl Sittler you were talking about.
We'll throw that one out.
So the fans, if you're thinking of Sittler, throw it out.
Every wrong answer is a clue for you.
I hear that around town a lot, by the way.
Yes, you do, Don and Mike.
Okay. Oh, Caps guys.
The Don and Mike Show.
Those guys for the Washington Capitals, right?
Yes, the guy laughing, Craig Laughlin. Great player in his day.
Thank you, Mike.
You'll love them just like a retarded cat. Don and Mike.
Joe tracked down one of the very first calls we took today.
I remember.
The guy...
the lawman. Joe had his Wednesday badge on.
Yep. Remember the guy that was like in a big, gigantic room, and then he said something unintelligible?
About our mother. Said something about my mother.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
So you're the guy?
Yes, sir.
Why'd you hang up?
Huh?
Why did you hang up?
It wasn't me. It was the dude next to me. He hung the phone up like a Girl Scout.
Like a Girl Scout?
What does that mean? Like sexy like Dakota Fanning?
Oh, yeah!
And can I just say, for the first time today...
But you know, I'm here...
Hold on, I'm going to make a bold statement.
What's up?
Dakota Fanning, guilty of being hot. Yeah!
Okay.
You know what? That's shocking.
Yes, it is.
See, I'm just being shocking, Mike.
Yeah, he's looking right at me, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I am.
He knows it bugs me.
Headgear. Hot! He braces.
With the braces.
For braces.
That's right.
Hot. Dakota Fanning.
It's not bothering me. I'm sorry.
Could have a contest. All right, well, look at Buzz then. Dakota Fanning. Hot! Hey, Buzz.
Yes.
Dakota Fanning. Hot. Yeah. Now, Mike. Hey,
look at this.
Welcome to the party. See, you think that you're going to get me to stop by doing that, but all I know is that...
No.
Yeah.
No, I know you won't stop.
No, you know why? Because we are fanning the flames of lust. Get it, Dakota Fanning. Fanning the flames of lust. Spanning the globe.
Well, you know about Dakota. You always want to know whether you go north or south. Thank you.
Oh, God. Look at that. No, what happened was you made me laugh, and I bumped into the chair.
Ouch. That's going to leave a mark.
Oh, just on the floor.
Dear me.
Just on the floor that smells like a cat box. That's all right. See, the good thing is I don't use the chair to sit in.
Yeah, thank goodness.
It's ornamental.
It's decorative.
And occasionally I'll do this. I'll put one foot up on it.
Yeah.
And stand. And then when Mike said the thing.
Right.
I did the thing with the foot.
You kicked it out from under you.
Just like that. It just, boom.
Like a hanging man.
All right.
Well, yesterday you and Rob, weren't you doing that during the break? You were doing the Dakota stuff, and then when you came back on the air, you said we're doing this to annoy Mike, and I was thinking about that, and I'm like, that didn't annoy me nearly as much as George McFly.
That's on my list too. I got a phone message from him.
Also hot.
It's a nice message. It's a really nice.
Now that's where you have to go. If you're gonna I'm helping you if your goal, which seems to be the last 2 days, is to annoy me. I'm going to help you along. I'm going to tell you what really bothers me.
Why do you think that it's been my goal to you think it was my goal yesterday to annoy you?
It's the latter part of the show. See, I'm still trying to figure out the high mics.
Don't you think it was your goal to annoy me towards the end of the show yesterday?
What did I do to annoy you? See, I'm telling you, you should tell me. It's only fair.
Okay. We come back on the air. Hey, it's the Don and Mike show. How you doing, Mike? This is the worst day of my life. About good,
that annoyed you?
Well, you know, I like. Well, God, now this is all behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, it's fun once in a while.
But we
do that every now and then.
You know that generally speaking, I'm the yin, you're the yang.
Yeah.
And that means that I can be mean. And you have to be nice.
Okay. Wound it up.
I mean, and you can be mean.
Yeah.
But you see, here's the beauty.
But being mean with in a certain way.
Yeah,
is the way I can do that.
Just you were hating working here yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that annoyed you.
Well, slightly.
Okay.
Because see, if you feel that way, and I'm constantly having to stifle it down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When I look over at you,
right?
If you're doing it, it's like, well, hell, if he's doing it, I might as well do it. And then, like I told you last night on the way home, because Mike called me on the way home and said, boy, and it was really nothing. I mean. To the casual listener, you would not even notice.
Yeah, it would be pretty seamless, I would think.
No, it was just, I'm sure you just perceived it as us continually bitching about how things are going here.
But there's actually a very well thought out script.
That's right.
That we follow, and sometimes what happened was in the middle of that I started reading the wrong part. and that now I know what annoyed you. Okay, yeah. So it's like, but
now it didn't really annoy me.
Yeah. See, here's the difference between and with the roles and everything, just the way we are. You see, now you've told me that, and my personality is such that when you say now I know what annoys you, I have to be aware of that annoys you, and it lingers a little bit, and then when I tell you what annoys me,
yes,
you simply file it and selectively use it occasionally. So I have to be more careful about what I tell you.
Yes.
Well, no, see, now that's not a healthy way to...
Well,
that's like...
anyway.
I can't tell you anything because, there's, you know what? I'll say this about you. You've always had that part that's been closed to me, and I've dealt with it. I mean, please. Have I ever been to your home?
Oh, God.
Have I?
Oh, no.
How long have you lived in that home?
A year. Almost a year.
Almost a year.
Yeah. A year coming up this week.
And then the house before that.
No one came to that house.
Well, no. I know at least a couple women who did.
No, it's true. Actually, I did have a big party at that house one time.
I know you had more than one.
With no radio people. Yeah.
Ouch.
I know.
I did.
All of your real friends.
Yeah.
All of your real friends.
like those people.
All of your bar friends. All of your boat friends. The boat people.
Do I really have any friends?
Yes.
Do I really?
Mike, you're a rich man. With your
rich man, not in money.
No, not in money, but in friendship.
Friends.
Sure.
Rich in friends.
Mm-hmm.
Rich in friends.
Well, I thought that we'd actually discuss that about that closed part of me that I was, kind of trying to force open, and you said, just keep it closed.
No. I wanted that open. Here's what I didn't want. What I didn't want, and you were great in this regard, was calling me every day to make sure I was doing okay.
But I wasn't doing that for you, really, as much as I was doing it for me. I was.
I dig that about you, that you're very honest about that.
I was. Making me feel better.
I know you were. And it's okay. And we're past that.
No, I mean, early on, I wasn't. I mean, you actually were helping all of us more than I think you even knew.
But see, here's what you don't know. If you ever... Oh, hold on. Let's get done with this guy on the phone. Joe put his name up. Eddie.
Yeah, I'm here.
Let me go back. Eddie. Hold on. Let me get the right page. Hi, Eddie.
Oh.
How you doing today?
Pretty good.
Thanks for calling.
I've been waiting for 5 minutes just to get on here and tell you my mom's a whore, right?
All right. Thank you, Eddie.
Was it where were we?
I don't know.
I don't either.
78, page 78.
I don't know where we were.
Already?
Oh, George McFly called. I'll tell you about that in a second. See, now, and yesterday, you overreacted to that because you weren't. I know you weren't mad at me, and you weren't mad at George McFly. You're mad at the dirt.
Yeah, it was.
You were mad yesterday.
Still might be.
I know. It's still bubbling under there, isn't it, Tyler?
little
it
bit,
is.
Yeah.
Come on. See,
I'm not riding that pony alone, though.
I'm keeping it in my pants more than you are, I think, thus far on the show today.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not keeping. What am I not keeping?
Well, you're doing a good job today keeping it in your pants, just like I am.
You just said you're doing a better job of that than I am today.
Well, I think it's more bubbling under in you than in me. I just got a sense.
Really?
That I'm a little more calm about it today, and that you're still kind of PO'd.
Yeah.
Right.
Worn out might be a better word.
Mm-hmm. Worn out.
Just tired of dealing with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's why the company wants us to take off a couple of days.
Okay.
No, because I'm positive that they're going to do something over the next 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, they do something. They would do something.
Win.
And still, those dates that he suggested, we should keep in mind. Just that
absolutely.
Something's going to happen.
All right, listen. Here's what's going on in no particular order. So the phone rings this morning, and I see that it's the doctor's office that Marshall works at.
Yes.
And as it turns out, it's also he's my doctor. And he's a great doc.
Yes, he is.
He only gives me the finger when he absolutely has to.
And he does it well.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Very gentle.
I mean, he's a gentle lover. So I figured that it's got to be something health related. I'm doing fine.
Test results or something.
So, and I've been in recently, so I see that it's the medical place, and I pick up and I go hello. Oh, and incidentally, he is the top OBGYN in the entire D.C. area.
It's been good for you.
Very unusual. It's only a certain select group of doctors in the country that do it that way that take male patients.
Hold on, let me break in for a second. If Joe really has
the
this,
syrups are nice.
This is someone who's really. I hope she's really mad, pissed because we've gone over the line. Ooh,
which
how
line?
could that be? What the hell have we done now? Hello.
Hello.
Oh no, come on! Is this serious or a goof?
Don.
Yeah. Oh, what's this about Dakota Fanning?
Yeah, you think she's so hot? Maybe your daughter should think twice about letting you spend time with your grandkids, Don.
That's right, because maybe I'll molest them.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have sex with them.
Yeah, maybe you're so horny now that your wife's gone. Maybe even Dakota Fanning's looking really good to you.
Hey, I tell you what. What about your kids? Why don't you bring your kids over? Maybe I'll make love to them because you just don't get jokes.
Is this the crazy lady that's called us, the professional lady that says the most provocative thing she can say so she can get 20 minutes of airtime?
I think so, but it's been a long time since she's called. It's been a long time. I'm ready for it. Go ahead.
No, I've never called before.
No,
I
never.
just think it's disgusting.
Okay.
No, you're lying about that.
Dakota Fanning.
You're disgusted, and you mean in the 20 years that we've been doing the show, that's the one thing that's over the line for you. One offhanded comment about Dakota Fanning that you know in your heart was meant as a joke, and only to get a response from somebody really stupid like you. Or just hang up.
Well, then she can't be the super crazy lady.
No, because she would have still been here.
She was just...
Then we really lost one today.
Oh, no. And when that happens, it turns into an affiliate. And we're not going to be able to play the timpani tomorrow. We won't be able to come in and play the timpani. Because that's how it happens. It starts with one crazy lady, and then the whole affiliate goes boom.
Hi, Mike.
Hi there, a-hole.
So the phone rings today. And there I am, hoping it's Dakota Fanning.
Yes, of course.
Because I'm just as horny as a goat.
Okay.
And anyway, so I see that it's the doctor's office, right? And she says, good morning. And I say, hey, Marcia, what's happening? And she says to me, she said, I'm going out of town this weekend.
What?
I said, yes. And as a matter of fact, she used your words when you told me that you were making I was talking to Buzz on the phone.
Right.
I said, what are you doing? He said, I can't talk right now. I'm online making reservations for Marcia's absence.
I'm booking my wife's absence.
So, not to be confused with absinthe, it's absence.
That's right.
Although that might be involved.
So
well, he could be, yes.
So she says this to me when she calls. She goes, my husband has planned my absence this weekend. And I said, yeah, I'm aware of that. And she said, do you think you're going to be going to Shondell's party? And I said, we had like a goofy talk about that on the air, but I don't really think so. And then she said, well, I tell you what, can you just watch him this weekend? And I said, are you kidding? And she said, well, kind of. And Marcia.
So, in other words, keep tabs on him.
No, but here's the thing with Marcia. Her wit really is as dry as Gladys Kravitz.
Often misunderstood.
I am sure that Marcia, when she hung up the phone, thought this. I slayed him. I said to her, are you serious? And she said, what do you think? Because that's the funny way that Marcia is.
Yeah, woman of mystery.
So I said, I don't think I'm going to go to that party, but Buzz, if you're out of town, and Buzz is lonely, he's welcome to come over and to watch the games with me.
See, if she was in person, she'd be giving that little stare she has. That stare that she gives you when you don't really know. I mean, I've never figured it out. I don't know.
No, many people haven't.
I mean, it's hard to figure out.
No, I've learned, but
you
I'm one of the
figured
few.
it out.
Yeah.
So anyway,
one of the few.
I mean, you got to interpret the words.
That's right.
Because the look's not going to tell you anything.
Proceed carefully.
So, Buzz, I think she was being facetious and just being nice and calling. But on the other hand, really, Marcia, first, you have nothing, of course, to worry about with Buzz. And second, I got better things to do than walk around and smelling his fingers all day. So,
do you? Do you really?
No, really, I don't.
Let me modify that by just adding to it. She said, watch him, to which I would add, and learn. That would be.
Wow.
That would be all I would
God,
say.
it still reminds me how, I'm not married anymore. I got a girlfriend. Don is a widower, and you still get away with that crap.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's what I get away with. I get away with kidding.
Oh, but,
Hi.
Wow.
Yeah. Welcome to the party.
So you were unable to really figure out 100% where she was coming from.
It's that thing. I'm 90% sure that she was goofing around, and I know that she probably this I do think.
You don't have any new teddy bears up on the mantle or anything like that, do you?
No.
Okay.
She probably thinks
cameras.
Oh, those.
Yeah. See, you wouldn't have known if I didn't hip you.
That's right.
Nanny cams.
Yeah.
She probably thinks that you are socially retarded, and that if she's not around for a weekend, like that you would need a buddy to hang around with.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
I don't think that's it.
No, you don't think?
But I think you're right. I think it's
Hey, Buzz, I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt here.
I think it's 90.
I'm not going to give him the benefit. I'm going to tell him that he works a party like Picasso works a paintbrush.
What do you want me to say?
I think you had it. I think she was 90% kidding and 10% serious.
You might be barking up the wrong tree here. She might be concerned he's going to turn his rage to someone else. With her out of town.
That someone else could be hurt.
Oh, I understand, and we don't want that to happen.
No, because the neighbor is
especially
likely...
one of Shondell's 6 or 7 friends.
The neighbor is likely less forgiving than Marcia.
One of Shondell's 6 or 7 single friends, Mike.
Single friends that will be at the party, yes. And, we wouldn't want... Really, this is going to be a very heavy partied weekend because of the holiday.
That's right.
And I consider Halloween more of a holiday than, that some of those fake ones they have around.
Like Christmas.
Right. Yeah. That fake holiday of Christmas.
I'll be spending mine with Dakota Fanning. I'm getting a gigantic suite in Las Vegas, and we're just going out. We're going to get hammered, and then we're going to play some cards. We're going to come back into the room, watch some adult films.
That's up until you get the sheriff's office.
And, of course, my grandchildren will be watching.
And learning.
Don't forget the cough syrup in a cocktail glass.
My grandchildren will be sitting at the foot of the bed watching. Are you happy now, honey?
He did.
I did.
He points. Don't point. It's radio, Rob. Don't point.
Click.
Okay, there you go. Hold on a second. Hello there. Don and Mike Show. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, you are on the air.
Hey, you guys are hopefully talking to that lovely George McFly today.
Maybe we will.
Why do you want to know, sir?
Well, we unfortunately are stuck listening to him out here in Denver, Colorado. He's on one of our horrible stations out here.
Listen, George is a good DJ, despite what Mike feels about him. And I know as a person, you like George personally.
I do. I actually do like George. In fact, George is kind of a hoot to be around.
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of weird. The last time we got together with him, like one-on-one, at least when you and I were there, it was a little disturbing,
weird.
actually.
Yeah, weird. It was weird.
Right. We did the same thing out here, basically, that he does to you guys, where he begged and pleaded and got his way onto the morning show. And then about a year ago he just completely disappeared. He was arrested for something, and they refused to talk about it on the air.
Yeah.
Oh, did you know anything about that? Well, Buzz just says, he knows, but he didn't
Sounds
know.
right.
Yeah.
Sounds right, though.
I knew about it.
What was he arrested for?
Oh. Wish I could say here on this fine stage.
I know what it was. Thousands of pictures of Dakota Fanning in his room.
What was it?
It's a shrine is what it was.
We don't know. You sound like a radio guy.
Get out of here.
He took every tag off his mattresses.
All right,
Finally caught up with
Shecky.
him.
Please.
Every tag done.
Listen.
All of them.
For God's sakes. Hey, Rob.
Yeah, right. I'm pulling your way.
Okay. All right, world's oldest page. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right. I'm pulling your way.
Yeah. Very good.
I just put Rob in a suit, in the blue blazer with a cigarette.
Yeah, right. I'm pulling your way.
Yeah, right. Okay, we've never gotten to the brothers and the beer.
Right.
And lots of black men are waiting on the telephone to talk to us.
Good.
And I know, Rob, we'll break first. I know that make you happy.
Thank you.
Make you happy.
You don't have to get to them at all.
Oh, man, you have great energy and great wit.
And Mike was we've still not talked about you being gay at the Harley place.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so we'll do that, and we'll continue with the show.
Very good.
And where's my copy of, is it the Premiere Magazine?
Which one?
Will you get me the one that has DF on the cover?
Yeah. Oh,
Please.
yeah.
Okay, thank you. And I'd like the door locked, please. I'd like some private DF time.
Sheriff's office.
I'll be thinking about FDF.
Oh. And that's not a spray.
Well.
You.
There you go. How you like that, honey? How you like that, soccer mom? How you like that?
There you go.
How's that minivan today?
That was for her.
How's that minivan? Man, I'm proud of you for not being angry today, Mike.
I'm not angry today.
I know you're not. I'm proud of you.
That's because, I did what you told me to do last night.
You got hammered.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry.
You need a new word.
Still the best way, in my opinion, of describing that condition. That's why we got to get him on the show so that doesn't go off every time you say that. The switch.
Or you do say it occasionally.
Huh?
You say it occasionally.
I wasn't saying I didn't say it occasionally. I was complimenting your use of that word to describe my condition.
Yeah, but you said every time you say it.
Click, click.
Click, click.
What have I done? Why are you looking at me like that?
I was just figuring out. Did I say that?
Yeah, you did, but I'm sure you didn't mean anything by it.
Or did I?
Yeah, right. Okay?
One of them crazy shows today.
I go home every day and you go, Carla, God, that bastard. He said it again today. Every day.
Every
hammer,
day. Disrupts the whole flow of the show.
Hammer. Hey, Beth Ann McBride.
I know. When's he coming on?
Click, click, click.
I don't know.
Oh, there you go.
Well, get going.
I email, and he used to email back.
Full speed ahead on that. Put the hammer down.
Now you're just patronizing us, Mike.
I know.
That wasn't a naturally occurring MC.
Click.
I won't say his last name.
I am over here doing the best I can today.
I know you are. We're here, gentlemen, now.
Right here in this fine forum.
We're in charge now.
On Free FM. Sorry.
It's going to slip out occasionally.
I know.
And I'll tell you, no matter what they say, I think that's goddamn catchy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't believe, with the many people around the station that are saying that that's knee-jerk and that it's a huge mistake, I believe in the future of Free FM. You know what else I believe in? I also believe in Jack FM.
Mm-hmm.
You know what else I believe in? The Tooth Fairy.
And I love the logo. Have you gotten online to see the logo? I haven't enjoyed a logo like that since the dating game.
Now, listen, stop with that, because I think it's great.
It's a compliment. Jesus Christ.
I think it's great that they got the Special Olympics involved.
It's beautiful.
You know, and
those kids really were, they went completely over their head.
Give the kids a break.
It was a contest. Mm-hmm. It was a contest.
Right.
You know, and okay, there were some animals that also did. Have you ever seen the monkeys down at the zoo where the monkeys make paintings and they sell them?
It wasn't monkeys. It was an elephant.
An elephant.
An elephant.
An elephant and a bunch of special kids.
It was fantastic. The elephant stepped on the entire can of paint, knocked it down, and a logo was born.
There was this Free FM. That's great. Don't get me wrong. It's fantastic. So when are you going to get him on the show, Beth Ann?
By by Christmas.
Coming up, see what Hillary Clinton says when Sean and Larry catch up with her. Oh, please don't change the dial to CBS or anything like that. Just stay tuned.
He designed our logo.
He did. With an elephant.
You know, that's one that's actually almost gives him too much, makes him sound too happening.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Here's the guy who designed our logo.
Oh, I know that guy from Meet the Press. I think. Let me go.
That's the same guy.
But he sounds
Excuse me, sir.
a little more in his element here.
Excuse me.
The guy that you want is the double one.
Excuse me, sir. Are you Tim?
That's the guy that did the logo.
You're right.
Is that? You're right.
Doesn't he interview Rob Reiner?
Or Ben Affleck.
Okay, are we ready? Hi, this is Ronnie Simonson. Today I'm interviewing the meathead. All in the family. And of course,
this is the designer.
I think that guy worked that guy worked equally well as the designer. Let's hear this guy.
You know, I didn't understand that. I'm sorry.
Interviewing Al Franken.
That's the guy who designed the new logo for Free FM.
Excellent job. Excellent timing.
I think it's great.
And he got a free parking space for a month.
And he's the lead singer in System of a Down.
Yeah. That's Syndrome of a Down. Yeah.
What did I say?
Yeah.
System of a Down?
No, you had it right.
You were right.
The band's name, we just changed it.
More wordplay.
Yes.
You know, I didn't understand that. I'm sorry.
All right, Beth Ann, please get that.
Oh, there she goes.
Just hang up.
She knows the rest.
Thanks, Chesty.
Morgana McBride.
We'll be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show. WURP Braddock. WURP Braddock. Pittsburgh's new talk radio station is 1550 The Edge.
It's the Don and Mike Show on Pittsburgh's new talk station, The Edge, 1550.
Mike Show.
And no one is feeling better than LaDainian Tomlinson. If he scores today, he'll break a 40-year-old NFL record indeed. Joining me today, that one indeed. Got to make sure I get those indeeds out of there. Joining me right now, Terry Howie and Jimmy. Spanking is out. Coach L.T. being described as the best player in the league.
Hey, Jim, can I suck it back in? I didn't say it. I didn't say it either, Emmett.
LT's good. Hey, can you give Terry some decaf coffee? Don and Mike, no more NDs. No more NDs, Don and Mike. The fine people at DirecTV who bring...
Don and Mike Show.
You can call Don and Mike anytime from anywhere in America. 877-365-3636. They're ready to believe you.
Right.
Your show, your way. The Don and Mike Show.
Right. Mike?
Yes.
Listen what I got on my message at home.
All right.
And hectic. Just feel electric.
To Verizon's voice messaging service. Please enter a mailbox.
Yeah.
Please enter your passcode.
Wouldn't you like to know that?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Right.
2. Saved messages.
Here we go.
In your mailbox. Main menu.
Now listen to the message from George. It's actually quite sweet.
Send a message. First, saved message.
Hi, Don. It's George McFly. It's Tuesday afternoon. And, I talked to Bart in August just for a couple of minutes. He worried for his parents when this unbelievable tragedy happened. And it just broke my heart.
Don't you feel bad now, Mike?
Thinking about
no.
So much. And I talk to Joan all the time. Me and her have such a great relationship. She's up in Fort Collins, north of Denver, here with Emma. My family's doing fine. And
that would be his wife, remember?
Joan definitely sends her sympathy and love. I think, what can I tell you? I love you guys, always have. And really love her very much. And so it just really, really, really affected me. And I just hope you're doing all right.
He's a nice guy.
And hanging in there. And just let you know I'm thinking about you. If you ever want to call, my number is 7.
Okay, well, then he gives a phone number. See? And this he says nothing like, I want the job, I want Mike's job.
I hope you're doing well. I love you so much. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
See?
Nice.
Now, how could that not be nice?
Yeah, totally
To
nice.
repeat this message, press 1.
I won't repeat
Save
it.
it, press 2. Message saved for 30 days.
So anyway,
Seconds.
come on with
Saved message.
What?
The F do you want me to say now? Jeez, it was sweet. It was
You wanna
loving.
see again,
it was supportive. It
how
was
threatened you are by the fact that that hack occasionally says he would like to have your job.
Jeez, he's like one of your good friends. I mean, he's
like one of my good friends. You're like my friggin' brother, you big faggot. Okay?
What do you want me to say, man?
I hope you feel bad now.
Okay, mission accomplished.
I hope you feel bad. Because yesterday I didn't even hear the whole thing. I just said to Mike, hey, I just called home, and guess who called? Because George McFly has had his radio life and his personal life, a lot of it, play out on our show.
Yeah, and he's had some interesting times.
He's had some ups and some downs.
Yeah.
So we'll call him later in the show.
All right.
Great.
Okay. You crack me up.
No, that is a very, very sweet message.
It's a very nice message.
It's sincere, and I know it's sincere.
Yeah, of course
He's talked to you over the years, and he has communicated with you on a regular basis.
And he is mentally unbalanced.
And he wants my job.
No, he does not. Listen, even if he wants it.
Mm-hmm. I know that.
Can I tell you something?
That I know, for God's sakes. Faggot.
Okay, faggot.
I mean, I really do know that.
God forbid, God forbid that your liver gives out or something. Mm-hmm. Which
that could be days away.
There would be.
I was thinking about that this morning.
Wow.
I was thinking about this morning.
About your liver giving out?
Yeah. Yeah, when I got another one of my dizzy spells. And I was just saying, man, poof. Slow down, Tiger. You're not 25 anymore. Seriously, I said that to myself. Slow down. Really?
Really?
Seriously?
How hard did you hit it last night?
You told me to. So that's like my way. In my mind, I go,
that was a pass.
That's the excuse du jour.
Like if I say, hey, Mike, it's on the way home tonight, just run over as many people as you want if it makes you feel better.
That's not the same thing. That is not the same thing. I was sometimes, I think as we get older, we got to reel it in a little bit. You can't act like you're 25 anymore. You can't burn the candle at both ends. And I know we come to work
last night, didn't you?
Yeah.
How bad did you burn
I just don't sleep. I can't sleep till noon like I did in college when I'd go out and do that. You get up.
Or like you did a couple of weeks ago.
When?
A couple of weeks ago you slept till 11.
I probably stayed in bed till 11, but I'd never sleep till 11.
Okay, well...
It's impossible, and I wish it was. I wish I could go OUT. If I could do that, I would be fine, because it's the perfect gig.
Don't you ever
for that.
Don't you ever PASSOUT? I mean, not literally, but like, doesn't it help you go SLEEP?
No, I know.
Ambien.
No, it's really Ambien.
What a small dose.
Ambien.
And I would say something about Ambien, too.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's me, if I have the resistance of a rhinoceros.
That's what it is.
Jesus Christ.
Now, what is Ambien?
Ambien is supposed to be the world's best sleeping pill.
Prescription.
All I know is that I got some of them from a doctor. And the first night that I took it, I woke up as usual since Frida died. I woke up like at 3 a.m. like, this pill sucks. So I called the doctor the next day. He says, okay, I'll tell you what. Tomorrow night, take 2 and get ready for a good solid 8 hours sleep.
That's right.
I slept maybe 3 hours ago.
Even with that stuff?
Yeah.
What are you taking them with?
Vodka.
It should work, then.
Vodka.
Try tequila.
I see. I know you wanted the real answer, like water or orange juice or something. Because, gosh, don't think that I don't see the little things on the labels, the little yellow stickers which indicate don't mix. But
those are just suggestions.
What they say to me is, have a better time.
That's right.
If you really want to enjoy yourself,
those are fun stickers.
Ignore that Mr. Yuck sticker and go ahead.
Well, I guess then my old Tylenol PM wouldn't be a real good idea, would it? That's my 85-year-old mom that would say, if you want to sleep on a plane flying across the country, have a little Tylenol PM.
I think Tylenol PM is good.
She swears by it.
It helps.
I like
But
Tylenol.
she's also, she's 85 and weighs 160 pounds.
Can you take it with booze?
Huh?
Can you take it with booze?
I think you can do anything.
What about when you used to take...
Thank you. I'll be right back.
What about when you used to take Tylenol BM?
Yeah, that was... How many cross-country flights did that last? One, with that big embarrassment. Tylenol BM, it was like one Bloody Mary Mary, a Tylenol PM, and then all hell broke loose.
Right,
you might have read about it in the papers. I was on a cart.
It was Mike's idea to make Tylenol PM into a suppository.
Yeah.
And
we used to have a tape about the guy overreacting to that whole thing.
Yeah. Some people can't handle it.
It was. I thought it was completely out of hand the way he reacted.
Here's
to
the
that.
tape from the plane with Mike with the Tylenol PM.
Foreign flight attendant.
When I open the curtain,
there he is.
I see this gentleman.
Right, me.
Mike sitting on a service card.
Yeah.
Sitting down.
Hi, Mike.
With his pants down to his ankle. Bathroom.
Oh, shut up.
Excuse me, sir. This is not a bathroom.
Come on.
Imagine. A small room.
Yep.
Smell.
Oh, come on.
It was bad.
You can't hide it.
It's a lot of fun. I didn't try to hide it.
It was very bad.
Yeah.
Very bad.
Very bad.
Yeah.
Get used to it. Well, you feed me a Tylenol BM, and that's what's going to happen.
Right.
Very embarrassed. And then,
Right,
and then getting arrested.
So how much did you have to drink last night?
Be
honest.
Greater than 6.
Oh, come on.
Less than 12.
Put a number on it.
No idea.
Okay. On a beer level, do you think you had 10 beers last night?
I'll tally it up over the weekend. Probably have the same amount on Saturday, and I'll come back and give you a number. Probably more than 10.
Okay, see, here's the thing. I can't judge.
Now. I'm embarrassed, and now I feel all bad about George McFly. This is not one of my best segments.
Oh, you're doing fine.
No, you're doing fine, Tiger.
Thank you very much.
Here's what I don't understand. I will go home at night, and it's no secret that I have a drink every night.
Yeah.
And
you do it in the way that my folks used to do it. It's kind of a traditional way. The old come home and have it, and that's the way my folks do it.
I come home and I have my nice double vanilla vodka, and I put the cranberry juice in there, and I sit down and I get a nice little drunkie going, and then I have dinner and I go to bed. And that's what I do. And I've had people say to me, you realize that if you drink every day, that means, no, I don't have a problem drinking. I got no problem drinking. I tell you the time I have a problem drinking, when the freaking liquor stores are closed.
Okay.
That's when I have a problem drinking, because I can't get the booze.
And I do it much more like we all did it when we were, in college.
But here's what I don't know. I don't know the number of beers that would equal, for instance, one double mixed drink. And there are, like on the weekend, I'll have a double at like 4 in the afternoon. Then I'll have another one. And maybe, God, if I'm on the phone with my drunk best friend and he's drunk, well, I want to get drunk too, so I'll have a third. But I don't know how many beers equals, like...
Well, didn't somebody say one time that, Buzz, when we were taking that motorcycle thing, that if you know. Isn't one beer the equivalent of a regular mixed drink?
I think that's right. I think something like that. 1 equals 1 equals 1. They're all the same.
So I'm lapping you. Yeah. I'm lapping you. I'm lapping both you guys. When I choose to do that. I don't do that every night, though. If I did that, I'd be dead.
I think it's 12 ounces of beer, 1.5 ounces of booze, 4 ounces of wine.
Oh, okay. All right. So if you're having a double, that would be 2 to 3 beers?
Like, how many in a double would you say? Like 3 ounces, 4 ounces?
Can I just say something
here? It's a
here?
shot glass. I get the shot glass. I put 2 shots of vodka in and fill the rest with cranberry.
Can I just offer this? Let me offer this. Please.
Yes, what?
Who cares? Who's counting?
What's all this scorekeeping?
Why are we counting?
Figures bore me.
If we really start counting, that might make somebody in this room look bad, okay? Because we're not including shots.
Oh, now hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is
in college.
Big part of the party atmosphere.
That's why it's good you own a bar.
Yeah.
Hank's Look Around Cafe.
Otherwise, you'd be going broke right now. So you had at least 10.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be doing it.
At least 10 beers, and how many shots?
4 or 5.
And what were the shots? Like Jägermeister?
No, fruity, foofy things.
Did I tell you?
They're called. They're actually called redheaded sluts.
How many?
And I don't think I can say the other kind that we had. No.
What kind? Can you spell it? Use the initials?
Yeah, I'll write it down. Part of it. I'll write it down because it's. And I might be wrong. You might say, yeah, you can say that. I don't have any paper to it, but I'll write it right up here.
Okay.
I just don't think we can say this on the air. But it's the name of it. You get that in any book.
Tight.
Yeah. I think anybody that's had them probably knows what I'm talking. Tight.
Hold on. Now here you go. Time is tight, Mike, so let me just play a clip from one of my favorite movies.
Okay.
Critics love Snatch.
Thank you.
There you go.
There. I think we explained it.
So between the sluts and the critics love,
the critics love Snatch.
So that's a shot.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had that with the beer.
Yeah, with the beers.
Okay, now, here's a serious question.
Yes.
At the end of the evening.
Yes.
And I know you don't drive home.
Right.
How nuts are you? I mean, are you... okay, here's the thing.
Not at all.
If you called me, because you and I both have the radar with each other.
Yeah.
When we're drunk and we think we can fool everybody else in the world.
Right.
And really with Mike and I.
If I called you, would you know?
Yes.
Yeah, but not in that,
But it's all, I know
I've called you and you've called me when we've both been... it's all by degree, and it's a very, this is a long evening. This is a very lengthy, lengthy evening.
How many hours? From
7:30 until 1:30.
Man, you're a goddamn man.
Well, I mean, it's closing time. I stayed there. I had dinner there.
I busting your balls.
I have dinner and I hang out. I mean, it was a long, and that's rare. That's actually, believe it or not, that is extremely rare. I will normally not be there. I will normally be there 2 hours, 3 hours later and do that and go in for the late night. That's when I'll go in there. I normally don't do, and there was one time. All right, I'll share, since this is exposed my soul, and I know you're enjoying this. I'll give you this.
Me enjoying this? I'm not enjoying this.
There was a day.
There's no entertainment value in this.
There was a day in the middle of everything. In
the middle of which everything?
Everything over the summer. That when we had a day off here. Okay. You remember that day?
Okay.
And that day.
Oh, I know. In the middle of all the Frida stuff. Okay, yeah. I gotcha.
And that was the day that started seriously at 11:30 in the morning.
Uh-huh.
Oh, is that the day that you drank the 2 bottles of whiskey? You talked about that.
I already talked about that?
Yeah. You mentioned that in one day you drank 2 bottles of whiskey.
Really, and do you know seriously how I think about it? That eventually it will be probably... Because moderation, in my opinion, in some cases, is tough for me.
Moderation in all things, including moderation.
But it might just be, turn off the light switch. Might be time. And I know it'll, and people think they think that you're a little dull, you're a little boring, you're not the life of the party anymore, but it might be time. No. I actually had thoughts today. I was thinking about how I would do that and how I would devise ways of doing it without people knowing.
Hold on.
How I'd go off the sauce without people knowing.
Never.
Right. Well, I've done it for months at a time. I've done it actually I'll take a month off and I won't do that. And I've faked it then, too, where I'll say, hey, give me that glass, put a lime in it, make it look, so you don't, because there's a lot of peer group pressure.
Do you pretend like you're drunk then?
No. Because I don't, really, I don't walk around, I'm not falling and staggering and really not even...
You're really a great drunk because, except for when you get really drunk and you get mad when you want to fight somebody.
And people won't see that coming because it's not like I'm going, you gotta go. It doesn't manifest. It's like what it will be just cruising along and looking normal and then saying something so horribly inappropriate or nasty that it catches you. But there, it's all by degree. No. It is.
I don't know. I mean, who am I
What
to
I'm
say?
saying is...
God knows that I've abused every vice in the world.
But see, you don't abuse alcohol, in my opinion.
No, and only because I didn't get an early start. I never got a taste for it. Right. However, I don't think you should stop drinking. I think you make it listen, first, no one likes a quitter. And second, let's face it, you without booze... Come on.
That's not right.
Come on. I'll give you this.
Yeah.
You have lost 30 pounds. You stick into your diet. You do not smoke as much as you used to. However, booze is your go-to.
Yeah.
And more specifically, beer is your go-to.
No, I've lost 30 pounds, and I've done it with diet alone. And I think it's... In order to, really, you have to say at a certain point, in order to, you can go, there is a fork in the road, in my opinion. There's a fork in the road, and you can take the one where we're seriously going to be walking going, can we play a game? And you're just going to kind of be, and when you...
No.
Oh, I shouldn't say this.
You're going to get to the fork in the road when
you're
in the ambulance. That's when you get to the fork in the road, and they say, Mike, your liver is so enlarged that it's coming out your throat. That's when you'll say, okay, I'm not going to drink anymore.
I'm just offering thoughts that I have, serious thoughts that I have.
Right.
And you just it is.
All right. Well, you heard it today on the Don and Mike show exclusive. Somebody called the press. Mike O'Mara has stopped drinking.
Well, let's not get crazy.
Exactly.
We gotta sort of ease into this. No, in fact, we can't ease into it at all. I think it's gonna, But I really.
No, hold on. Follow up on that, please.
You gotta stop. You just gotta. I think I'm just gonna have to stop. When I stop, it's gonna have to be. That's it.
Not a chance.
Well, a buddy of mine did this.
I'm not rooting against you.
A buddy of mine did this, and he did it once. I think once a year, maybe twice a year, where he would just. Quit for a month. Wouldn't have a drop for a month. And I did that once, and that's good for you, too.
So when's the month going to be? Not that I care, I'm just wondering. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, drink during the show if you want. I don't care. Have a drink when you get up in the morning.
I think after Halloween, that party night, that 29th, I think that's it. For a month.
And
hold me to that.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I ain't your mommy.
No, but I mean, I'm just saying, if you want to ask about it, that's fine. And I'll just say, I'll tell you whether I've succeeded or not. If it's a challenge, and
oh, it will.
I think it's a real good idea for me to take that challenge.
Okay, all right. It's your idea, your challenge. Mm-hmm. I want to support you, but I also would like to bet against you.
Okay.
And I know. Here's the thing.
Well, no, you shouldn't bet against me for a month because I've done that before. That's not a problem.
I know you'll be honest.
Yeah, I will be honest.
And I also know that if I really wanted to, I could make you drink. I mean, I could. Not like physically.
Like within the month?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you like cajoled me into it or something like that.
I could just play the Frida card. Say, hey, come over. I have to talk to you. And then I'd be like, hey, I'm so down. Why don't we just have a drink?
Or simply have another absinthe.
I don't think even you could do that.
I don't think so.
No way.
And hold on. Did you hear what Buzz said?
What's that?
Simply have another absinthe.
Because did you notice back in the office that the green bottles have arrived?
Yeah, I noticed that.
How about we have an absinthe show on, gosh, I don't know, like November 14th. I don't even know what day of the week that is.
Can't do it, Don.
Why?
Can't do it.
Can't do what?
It's during my month.
Well, how about this?
During my month. How about you always say, you need one person to be in control.
I was gonna say,
how about that person's me that day?
I'd love it.
Designated driver.
Okay. It's a day.
I mean, you still got to, do all the things you do.
I know.
That's what you do.
I won't drive myself to work
that might be fun. How about we do it that way? We do the absinthe show, and I'm the one.
Brilliant idea.
That watches everybody else.
Okay.
Because that will be a test.
You bet that will.
That will be a test. But that's only fair. You've done that a couple of times. So I have no problem with that.
How's Monday sound?
Hello?
Let's do it. Yeah, Mondays. Yeah, because Mondays, that's perfect.
Monday's Halloween. Monday is Joe's big... Oh, boy, but you know what? No, we can't do it Monday because you got to leave early to take your kids trick-or-treating, right? And you're going to have to give me a ride home. Okay. So we'll do it one day next week.
All right. How about Tuesday?
How about Tuesday?
Let's do it Tuesday.
How about it, Beth Ann?
See, it's either the front end or the back end. But see, the back end it'll be the home stretch. The harder for me it'll be. It's not going to be hard for me.
It's going to be impossible for you.
It's not. It's not
impossible for you.
It is not.
Yeah, it is.
Now you're going to paint it like now everybody's going to be rooting for me to fall.
No.
And then it's like, oh, he did. He finally succumbed. And then I'm like, I'm totally out of control. Jesus Christ.
No,
I remember that. How I love that absinthe.
You are going to prove all of us wrong.
Right.
You are going to be strong.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, you're going to get bombed on
November 29th.
No,
Starting counting the days.
Yes. But before Halloween, don't you have like a big a night of bombing planned?
Yeah, but that's it, man. You got to give it. There's always one of those. I mean, there's always one of those, and that's really more now a promotion at the restaurant than it is a private thing.
What I'm saying is though that's going to be close enough to Tuesday that maybe it won't be so far out of your system. Mm-hmm. Maybe we should wait a week. Maybe we should do it like this.
Get a little further in.
Closer to Thanksgiving, so that you've had more time in between your last big fling and the month.
You do it whatever way you want to do it.
But how about close to Thanksgiving, rather?
Right. Do you want the 23rd?
Yeah, Thanksgiving Wednesday. No. I can't get. I can't.
No, that's because
I got family coming.
We're all doing stuff.
What about around the 14th, like you suggested?
On a Monday?
Or someday that week.
How about
How about Tuesday, like I suggested? How about next Tuesday?
No, I got it, please. How about the Tuesday of Thanksgiving week?
Right.
Okay.
Because
22nd.
That won't impact you at all if allegedly you're not drinking, because you wouldn't have any problems.
Right.
And that would only screw up the rest of us maybe on the day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I could deal with
and
that.
See, that's the one you mentioned that because I have to deal with the one because that will be the big party night for me after this 29th, and that's the one I'll have to go.
All right. Well, then.
And you know what?
You are
more than the absinthe show.
Yeah.
You when we come back from our little Thanksgiving break, you ask me how I did on that, because that will be the tester.
Oh, that's right. Because
I'm already doing it. I'm already enabling myself. Listen to this.
You'll have Thanksgiving, and then you'll have that big Thanksgiving weekend, and you have leftovers, and you'll have family and friends.
That's
and everybody
the Thanksgiving weekend is a piece of cake. It's a piece of cake. It's the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving.
All right.
Okay. Well, I will bet on Team O'Mara.
Thank you. Well, I mean, it's. I think it's great.
Although I just want to say, I think it's foolish. I think that listen, booze is your friend. Listen.
Yeah, but it's nice. Sometimes even your best friend, you got to take a little time away from. Mm-hmm. I'm serious. Really, my best friend. So I'm going to say goodbye to my best friend for a little while. It's time.
But you're going to have
after Saturday.
One last. That's like saying you're going to break up with the chick. But I'm going to break up with her after Saturday night, after I just pork her brains out.
One more time.
Just one last time.
Yeah. And I really should bag Saturday, too. But that ain't going to happen.
No, okay, it's not realistic.
So it's the 22nd, a Tuesday?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So BA, if I start the hiatus on Sunday.
Will you drink on Sunday?
No, God. No.
Okay, so the 30th you won't be drinking.
That's the only thing that has saved me, incidentally, is like I'm not one of these guys that can do the hair of the dog experience. That and I've known guys that do that have a terrible night, feel horrible, and the way that they feel better is
booze, right?
That I can't do. Otherwise, it would be terrible. You let me know when I'm done with my month.
Okay, well, that would be Wednesday the 30th of November.
Let him know when he's done with his month.
Wednesday the 30th of November. That's the week after Thanksgiving.
Right.
That means no. Now, Mike, this is your choice.
I had to give up one. I had to give up the Halloween party or the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. It's going to be the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
It's your choice. I mean, listen, free will. I say drink as much as you like.
Don't have to do it at all.
Yeah, right. Who am I to judge? I'm not your judge or jury.
I see what you're doing. I'm doing it. You're testing me already. I'm not going to bite that apple, boys. Ain't going to bite that apple.
Right. We ain't testing you.
Not going to happen.
Okay. Thank you, B.A.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Just, for people around the show, might be a week or two of just being slightly testy.
Hello, Don and Mike show.
Hi, guys. What's up?
Hey, it's Drunk Chad.
Hey, you know what I do, Mike?
What do you do, Chad?
I take the last 3 days off of every month, and I fast.
Thanks, Chad. Chad, on this particular subject, since we've spoken to you, and you're out in Sacramento, right?
Yeah.
In the middle of the day, when you're, at lunchtime, that you're bombed every day. I'm just not going to let you be my role model on this one.
Okay, bye. Chad, do you have a knock-knock
No,
for us?
but can I get in real quick?
Can you
what did the banana say to the vibrator?
What?
Why are you shaking, buddy? She's going to eat me.
He slurred it again. He slurred it again.
When we come back... I don't know if we've ever done this before on the show. I'm sure we have at some point, but Joe just found something on the web, or Beth Ann did. Am I an alcoholic?
Mm-hmm.
Answer yes or no to the following questions. I think we may have taken a similar quiz at some point.
I think we have.
But we should do it when we come back.
Things have changed, though.
We got to bring...
I think we took it like a long time ago.
Okay, we'll take it again.
A refresher.
Take it again when we get back. And also...
I was not an innkeeper at that point.
Thanks. Look Around Cafe.
We will take a peruse at our website, too. As a matter of fact, if you go there right now, Buzz,
yes,
to DonnaMikeWebsite.com, really the story tells itself, although we're going to have to tell more. Mike, if you would look at the computer.
Okay.
See if you can read what the sign in front of Herb Leger's Barbershop says. Can you read that for us?
Whites only.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
The reason is, you see...
Herb looks like maybe he's a Klan.
No, Herb can't cut black hair.
Doesn't know how.
He does not know how.
So this would a gentleman of color be more than welcome to walk in and socialize in his establishment?
Yes, that's what he says.
Well, yeah, he says it, but I don't really believe him. Looking at his picture.
No, I agree.
And he is also, isn't he down in Lafayette?
Yeah, one of our props.
Yeah, right, Lafayette, Louisiana, where we're actually heard on the radio.
Where Rob's building his summer home.
That's right. And anyway, that's the guy. And the sign, it's one of those like signs that you see in front of a church.
Yeah.
Where they have the sliding letters.
Right. Why is the one of the letters on that?
The S is backwards, like the Toys R Us R is backwards.
A little strange with that.
It says Herb Leggers Barber Shop. Open, whites, and the S is backwards. Whites only.
Hi, this is Robert the Mailman.
That might be code.
That's up on the up on the website. That's like a story that tells itself.
Right.
Although there is a story to it, and we're going to get the guy on the air because, after all, we are the kings of Lafayette, Louisiana.
I wonder how long he quit drinking for.
Don't you ever forget it, Mike. That guy? Yeah. He's never quit drinking.
No, I think
this is Robert the Mailman.
He's stuck with it.
And he's fine.
He drinks the blue stuff with the combs in it.
That's a great buzz. Barbicide.
What is it, Buzz?
Barbicide.
Ask her it by name.
Barbicide shooters.
When are we having our big Barbicide show?
All right.
We'll be right back. Be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
It's the Don and Mike Show on Pittsburgh's new talk station, The Edge, 1550.
Oh, that sounds good. Melted chocolate inside the dash. That really ups the resale value.
I think you're going to be okay here. They have a thin candy shell. Surprised you didn't know that.
I think your brain has a thick candy shell.
Your brain has the shell on it.
Are you talking?
Shut up, Richard.
The Don and Mike Show.
You can call Don and Mike anytime from anywhere in America. 877-365-3636. They're ready to believe you.
I don't like you. Probably never will. You're a smug, unhappy little man, and you treat people like they were idiots.
There you go.
This is a funny place. The Don and Mike Show.
We were just on the phone with Penn Gillette's, I don't know, his wife, his manager, whoever in Las Vegas. Penn is still watching 24.
Sure. That's great.
He's watching the last season of 24. Apparently, got done with the Penn and Teller show in Vegas last night, late in the afternoon. Was going to start watching the entire season of 24.
Like overnight, right?
Yeah, and we just called to see if he wants to come on, and the message was he paused the TV.
Yes.
Said yes, he wants to come on, but he still has 5 hours to go.
There he goes.
So we'll have a Penn on at some point.
That boy ain't right.
Now let's see. Mike.
Yes.
Am I an alcoholic?
Okay.
We should all take this because I think a lot of us will fall into this category.
Okay.
Right. Here we go. Answer yes or no. Have you ever decided to stop drinking for a week or so, but it only lasted a couple of days?
Yes.
Write down your own answers on this, okay?
Right, wait a minute.
For me, that would be no.
Rob, I need a piece of regular paper.
No for me also.
Okay. Do you wish people would mind their own business about your drinking? No.
No, I don't care.
Okay. Have you ever switched from one kind of drink to another in the hope that you wouldn't get drunk?
No.
No? Have you ever had an eye-opener upon awakening during the past year? No?
No.
Do you envy people who can drink without getting into trouble? Yes, I do.
Yeah, I have to say yes.
Mike?
Sure. Why did I sound defensive with that answer? Did you notice you went? You guys both went, yeah, and I went, sure. Just a little self-analysis there.
Do you need a drink to get started or to stop shaking?
No.
No?
No.
Don't
be ridiculous.
Have you had problems connected with drinking? Mike, your microphone's shaking.
Sorry.
Have you had problems connected with drinking during the last year?
Yes.
No.
Has your drinking caused trouble at home? Nope.
No.
Do you ever try to get extra drinks at a party because you do not get enough?
No. I always get enough.
Yes.
Do you tell yourself you can stop drinking anytime you want to, but you don't stop?
No.
Well, if I'm being honest, yes. I say all the time, so especially with Frida. You say it's only one drink.
I don't. What's the question again? Give me the question again.
I believe I had some honesty caught in my throat. Give me a moment to have a non-alcoholic beverage. Do you tell yourself you can stop drinking anytime you want to, but you don't stop?
No. I think when I tell myself I'm going to stop.
See, I've got to be honest. I used to say to Frida all the time, like, she would bust my balls and say, you're as bad as your dad. Every night you come home and have a drink.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I could quit anytime. Mm-hmm. She'd say, quit tonight. I'd say, oh, you picked a bad night.
Yeah, not tonight.
Not tonight. Do you have blackouts? No.
Related to alcohol?
Yes. Buzz?
No.
Mike?
No.
Yes. Well, a blackout is like you don't remember something, right?
I know that.
You don't remember something. Blackout is a strong word, but I'm saying it's, hey, I don't remember saying that. That's
last question.
A blackout.
Mm-hmm. Last question.
Yes.
Have you ever felt your life would be better if you didn't drink?
Oh, yes.
Nope.
No.
All right, time to add them up.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Time to add them up. You are supposed to answer just yes. Count up your yeses. You're not just supposed to answer yes.
Uh-huh.
Count your yeses.
Okay.
I had 3. I envy people who can drink without getting into trouble. I tell myself I can stop drinking anytime I want to, but I don't stop. I only had 2. 2 yeses. Buzz, how about you?
I only had 2 yeses. I don't remember what questions they were.
Okay, Mike?
I only had 5.
5 yeses.
If you answered yes 4 or more times,
yes,
you are in serious trouble. Be honest with yourself.
We're just in time.
You have to live with your problem, but your friends and family are affected too. There is help out there. Contact Alcoholics Anonymous. Let's hear it.
Thank you.
That's crap.
Thank you. I don't know.
That's crap.
I don't know.
That's crap.
I don't know.
That's crap. You are high functioning.
And a few of those no's were borderline.
You and Madonna living on the borderline?
On the borderline. Ooh, tough to be honest sometimes.
No, I did used to hear that from Frida an awful lot. Because, as you know, I've abused just about everything that's ever been offered to me. Mm-hmm. And the only thing I've never really abused was booze. And she would say to me, you've made so much progress if you would just, her whole big thing was, if you would just stop smoking cigars. I was never going to stop smoking cigars. Right. And if you would just stop drinking. And I mean, I would not come home, no offense, Mike, I wouldn't come home and have 10 beers at night. But it was my routine. It is my routine.
I have a question.
Yeah?
I know he's busy back there, but there was somebody who should have taken that test.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, hold on.
He's on the phone.
Zero.
But...
Shut up.
Zero.
Seriously.
Step up here for a second. Hold on a second. Who are you talking to?
My girlfriend.
0 yeses?
Robbie Gomez.
Okay, here we go. Rob.
Yes.
Have you ever decided to stop drinking for a week or so, but it only lasted a couple of days?
No.
Do you wish people would mind their own business about your drinking?
No.
Have you ever switched from one kind of drink to another in the hope that you wouldn't get drunk?
No.
Have you ever had an eye-opener?
No, I don't like that.
Do you envy people who can drink without getting into trouble?
If you envy that person, look only to me, because I am that person.
Do you need a drink to get started or to stop shaking?
No.
Have you had problems connected with drinking during the last year?
No, not over 13 months, right?
Has your drinking caused trouble at home?
No, it helps.
You ever try to get extra drinks at a party because you don't get enough?
No.
Do you tell yourself you can stop drinking anytime you want to, but you don't stop?
No.
Do you have blackouts?
No.
You ever felt your life would be better if you didn't drink?
I feel very strongly the other way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, he's right.
He's clean. 0.
And,
Who's that?
Here is Joe. Joe is stepping in. Hi, Joe. Did you take the test?
Yes, I did.
How many yeses for you?
Thank you, Rob. Rob just gave me a very paternal.
7.
Mike, hold on a second.
7?
We have a winner.
Yeah.
Really?
Let me ask Joe.
Okay. I think it was 7.
Joe Ardinger. Have you ever decided to stop drinking for a week or so, but it only lasted a couple of days?
No.
Do you wish people would mind their own business about your drinking?
No.
Well, all the rest of these better be yes, then, for God's sakes. Let's see. You ever switch from one drink to another in the hopes that you wouldn't get drunk?
No.
He lost count because he's drunk.
Are you having a blackout now?
Are you having a blackout now?
Have you ever had to have an eye-opener upon awakening during the last year? All right, that's a yes. Wow. Do you envy people who can drink without getting into trouble?
Yes.
Do you need to drink? Do you need a drink to get started or to stop shaking?
Yes.
Have you had problems?
Wait, hold on. Let's stop shaking.
Oh, absolutely. It's the only way.
Wow.
The only way to fix yourself up.
Oh man. Okay. Wow. I have no.
It's like I like.
This is a bonding day for Joe and myself.
Like I like to say, this double bloody is treating me right.
Joe.
That's 3 yeses so far.
Has your drinking caused problems at home?
Yes.
Sorry, baby.
Have you had problems connected with drinking during the past year?
Yes.
Do you ever try to get...
It was the fall.
Last fall.
Do you ever try to get extra drinks at a party because you do not get enough?
If that includes concerts, yes.
Oh, it would.
Yeah, that's a part.
Do you tell yourself you can stop drinking anytime you want to and you don't stop?
Yeah.
Do you have blackouts?
Oh, sure.
Have you ever felt your life would be better if you didn't drink?
No.
That's eight yeses. I love you, man.
You got to feel better about yourself now, Mike.
You know what? That's the first time this has ever happened on the show, I think. Really. Yeah. You have actually made me look better here. And I think that about you, man.
I'm glad I could help.
Thank you, Joe.
You know what this means?
What?
That you have a warning sign before you need to quit.
Yeah.
Wait for Joe to pass away. God forbid. And then you'll
canary.
know there's the time for you to stop.
I'm very surprised.
Joe.
At the shaking.
Joe Canary.
That to me is late stage.
Well, haven't you? Well, no, Mike, you've never gotten one. Not that I'm
I've
surprised
never had the shakes.
I'm surprised about the shake. No, I wasn't going to say that to you about the shaking. Have you never gotten the drunken call or the drunken email from Joe?
You know, I was going to joke with him when you were talking about getting one, and I think he talked to Rob or Buzz and say, you know, Joe, I would love to be the recipient of one of your drunken emails. Rob, why you
dump that?
Why you say that?
Be safe, because they don't come at convenient times.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, an email doesn't matter.
Well, the phone calls sometimes.
I don't want the phone. I do not want the phone calls.
Sometimes do come at odd hours.
I really don't think the phone, but I'd love to get an email.
What you should do is
I'd love to get a drunken email from Joe.
Should mail something to you here at the station.
Okay. So it can be screened.
Exactly.
Snail
and he
mail.
doesn't know your address.
Gotcha. I understand now, Dave.
Okay, Dave. God damn. Well, congratulations, Mike.
Well,
Joe.
Listen, I'm in the danger zone. You read it in that survey there.
Oh, come on. You're not Kenny
Fall
Loggins.
into the danger zone. No. The thing is, can I be honest with you?
Please.
I had the worst hangover coming in on the show, and all this talking has just cured it.
Well, that's great.
That and the water. I feel fantastic. I really do.
I did get something for you today when I was looking on the intranet. There's all this crap. You know, there's so much Donald Trump crap. I could care less that he got paid over $1 million for a speech about how to get rich, and that he's got balloons now that he's putting out with his name on. I mean,
he's got the lottery here in Virginia. I mean, around the country, probably.
Yeah, the Apprentice lottery. And what he's doing now, his latest thing is, if you want to have a party, a birthday party, a holiday party, and instead of having like a Batman, let's say, or Spider-Man, or Napoleon Dynamite theme, you could have a Donald Trump theme for your party, where you get, instead of the big thing with the letters on a string that spells out happy birthday, it spells out Trump.
He's Mr. Branding.
And all of the balloons say Trump on them. And I'm reading all this crap on the intranet, and then I found something that I know would make you feel better about Donald Trump, just like it made me feel better.
Okay, all right, I'd like to hear it.
On.
All right. He has a book coming out. And I'm reading through the crib notes. They send us an advance copy. Yeah, thank you, Rob. And they only give you, like, the best paragraphs.
Right.
The book is called Trump Nation, The Art of Being the Donald. And it's another one of his books where he's just giving himself the old J.O.
Yeah.
But, hold on, where's the quote right here? That I knew you would like this, just like I did. About Marla Maples.
Yeah.
It didn't take long. Donald Trump got bored with Marla Maples very soon into their marriage. In the book, I'm going to quote this now from the thing they sent. Marla Maples. I was bored of her when I was walking down the aisle.
Wow.
I was thinking, what the F am I doing here?
Wow.
He was bored. He was bored with her when he was walking down the aisle.
Wow. Wow.
Don't you like Donald Trump a little more now, even though he's like selling balloons with his name on them?
The Donald. That's brutally honest.
And also,
brutally.
He don't like Viagra.
Really?
He wants you to know that he don't like it.
Good. That's part of you're talking about what he does in his books. That's more of that.
But the other quote in the book that's funny is, if you need Viagra, it's very possible you are with the wrong woman.
You know, I mean, well, I don't think you need Viagra with that Melania.
No.
I really don't think so.
Not for a while.
But he is, really, with him, I don't know how much of it is real and how much of it is just his strategy.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, we got to hit a break because we've got the two things we got to get to before the news. Just let me mention. It's not 5:30 on the East Coast yet, so the office is still open. So
we're good.
I hope everybody throughout the building is listening. This, I'm sure, comes from the Hughes Laboratories. There's a British magazine called Personnel Today, and they did a survey of British bosses versus American bosses.
Okay.
Okay. In Britain, the number of bosses, how do I put this? They asked them, how do you feel about fat employees meeting important clients? In Britain, only 10%, the bosses said, only 10% of the bosses said that they would be concerned with fat people seeing clients. In America, 75% of the bosses said that they don't want fat people to meet their clients.
Ouch.
Have you ever wondered how come there's never a client in this radio station?
They all go out on their sales calls.
Only 10% of the Brits.
Wow.
But 75% of Americans.
How about that?
Come on, fatties.
Eating all their boiled meat.
And how about the clients? I mean, I can't speak about all of the clients here at the radio station, but a lot of them that I've seen, frankly, they're big lard asses themselves.
Hello.
Yeah.
Go on, I don't care. 10%, go see your client.
Hello, Don and Mike show. Hello.
Good afternoon, Don and Mike. How are you guys? This is Mark down in Tampa.
Hi there, Mark. We're doing great.
Mike, I'd like to give you my daily motto and my rationale that gets me through every day, okay, with regards to the drinking, okay?
Yes, go ahead,
please.
sir.
The liver is evil. It must be punished.
Thank you.
There you go.
I'll put that on my wall.
Sober advice.
We don't have time for the barber now. Well, you call him tomorrow. We'll get the barber on the show.
Good.
We've got his picture on our website anyway. Good old Herb Leger.
Whites only.
From Lafayette, Louisiana.
Jesus.
Your whites only barber.
Let me see. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, he just is not qualified to cut black people's hair.
That's what he says.
There's a different technique.
Yes.
They have a special technique.
They.
That's why we've got to get this guy on the show.
Sure.
It's only Rob's thinking about flying all the way down to Louisiana for his haircuts from now on.
All he needs to do is rent one movie. Barbershop.
Shut up. And then he also says, because he wants to go, there's also a special technique for cutting white people's hair.
Called a bowl.
I don't have the knowledge to cut black people's hair. He also says,
those quotes sound exactly like that's how he's going to sound. I don't have the knowledge.
When a black customer comes in, I refer him to a barber across the street who can handle the blacks.
Thank goodness.
That's a quote. Handle the blacks.
God.
But he maintains that he's not a racist. That he's just saying he don't know how to cut black people's hair.
You go across the street.
Anyway, we'll have that guy.
And it's one thing to do that. It's another thing to put it up on your sign.
And really,
that's where he gets me with the sign.
You got to go to DonandMikeWebsite.com and click on today's big stinking show log, and you will see the picture not only of the sign, which is just as white trash, no pun intended, cheesy as it could possibly be, and then him. He kind of looks like Ernest T. Bass from Andy of Mayberry.
Right, absolutely. Very strange looking man.
Anyway. Herb Leger.
Good hat.
I send them across the street.
Across.
Whites only.
When people come in. Like they'd come in anyway.
Yeah.
Like anybody would come in with that sign.
Right.
Let me just tell you, when we come back, Royalty will be on the show.
Yes.
It's about time.
Royalty. We're going, Halloween, All Hallows Eve is just around the corner.
Very exciting.
And when we come back, we will be talking to the President.
Oh, are you kidding me?
That's right, Mike.
The main man?
You ever pull back Tweety's head?
Oh, the best candy in the world.
That's right. I should say, isn't that something? How about that?
How many of the little candies do you make every year?
They're an on chocolate candy.
Oh, that's incredible.
Pez.
Isn't that something?
You're the president.
How about that?
How about that?
How many cartoon characters do you have as dispensers?
You like the small candies? Listen, I promise.
It could go either way.
No, I promise you. You promise not to drink for a month?
Okay.
I promise you, I will not go down the Larry Road today. I will stick totally with the whole, hey, how you doing?
Super duper.
Okay? You're on your own.
You like the sweet? Boy, it's tempting.
Yeah.
Just like drinking. We'll be right back, everybody.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
In our business, morals are one thing, but ratings are everything.
The Don and Mike Show.
I beg your pardon.
I'm glad you enjoyed them, sir, but no, I'm afraid they are not real radio personalities.
I thought you started that by saying I beg your pardon. But either way, I still beg your pardon.
Your home for petting. To a point. The Don and Mike Show.
Yeah. All right, so the candy guy's on the phone, right? All right, now here's the deal. Halloween is Monday.
Yes.
Halloween! And on the phone is the president, or is it president?
President.
Of Pez.
Who doesn't like Pez?
The CEO of Pez Candy. Mm-hmm. Guy's name is Bud. Don't ask him what his problem is. Hey, Bud, what's your problem? Bud Danner.
Are we doing Bud or Joe Vittoria?
Oh, hold on. I see.
He's the backup.
Bud, I'm sorry, is the vice president. The president is Joe Vittoria?
Vittoria, yes.
Okay, good. Buzz, are you ready with the music?
I'm ready.
And Rob, are you ready with the guy?
Yeah, he's ready.
Okay, let me turn his phone on, and here we go, Buzz.
Live from the Free FM radio network, Don and Mike present Isn't That Something? How About That? Now, here's Don and Mike.
Thank you, Buzz. Let me say the spooktacular coming your way. Don't forget the carve-a-thon. And I know what I'm talking about. Halloween. I like the non-chocolate candies. How about you, Mike?
I've always been a big fan of popcorn balls, especially if they're made at home. I've always liked the homemade style of that, but I just love the holiday with all the youngsters dressing up. It's always big fun.
Yeah, it's 17 before the hour. You got to be somewhere by the top of the hour. You got 17 minutes to get there. And don't forget tomorrow's show, Happy It's Thursday, followed by TGIF, and then the big weekend blast off. You know, chocolate is the number one candy item, but non-chocolate candies are number 2 at Halloween time.
Well, it's no surprise chocolate, has the fabulous taste buds jumping, but I've always been a fan of the fruit-flavored candies, and I know we've got something special going on today on the show.
We have. Now, I like jokes. He's the president of the Pez. He's the president.
And before you do that, I know you're going to bring him on to the Don and Mike show right now. But kiddies, head over to your local 612 to get your D&M UNICEF collection cans. Thank you in advance.
Don't forget, every penny helps UNICEF this year. Right. And this year, the Don and Mike UNICEF poster boy, Tom Gavin.
Tom Gavin, he's been on the show. You know him, you love him. He's a great lad, and he'll be our official spokesmodel.
Because, we're all about UNICEF here.
And helping the kids.
Mm-hmm. It's all about the kids, Mike.
That's what it's all about.
After all, they are our future.
Yes, sirree, and let a smile be your handshake.
As Whitney sings. Joining us now is Joe Vittoria, who's the president of Pez Candy.
What a fun job that sounds like, Joe.
Good afternoon, guys.
Hi, Joe. Welcome to the show. There's a website. Gosh darn it, Pez.com.
Pez.com, is that the website, Joe?
Yes, it is.
When I was a youngster, I used to love to pull back Superman's head and have that delicious Pez candy come right out his neck.
How many characters have you had over the years, Joe, with as Pez dispensers?
I can tell you, we haven't even counted, but it's more than 10,000.
How about that?
Isn't that something? That's truly amazing. And
what's the best seller?
Yeah, the best seller. Good question.
The old perennial, Santa Claus is still number 1.
Santa Claus. Let's give the jolly fat man a round of applause for that.
How about Santa Claus? How about the jolly red man? The jolly fat man.
Yeah, the jolly fat man coming down the chimney, and kids still love Pez, and I still love Pez. Are there any new kooky, crazy innovations that the Pez Candy Company might be coming up for the future?
Well, we've got so many. It's hard to just summarize in a quick note, guys. But I can tell you, it's everything from Disney princesses.
How about that?
NASCAR and NCAA.
Hey, who doesn't like the NASCAR? How about that Jimmy Johnson? And how about that Jeff Gordon? Aren't they super?
Very colorful. Is there a Pez car?
There is. Actually, we now have a Pez pull-and-go car with a little clown that we've had for many years. Now we've got a NASCAR car. And
holy cats.
Isn't that something?
How about that? When I was a boy, let me just say, bing bong. 14 until the hour. News, traffic together. Coming up with the weather. When I was a boy, I loved my Eisenhower Pez dispenser.
You had an Eisenhower Pez dispenser?
I like Ike.
I had no idea. Joe, did you have presidents that were Pez dispensers?
No, guys, we never have, but it'd be a hell of a Pez dispenser to make, wouldn't it?
Perhaps Ma made that for me.
You think it was homemade, where the did the candy come out of Ike?
Got a feeling it was.
Yeah, the candy came right out. It was something.
Joe?
Can you tell me? Joe, I'm sorry, Mike, I'm monopolizing all of the candy conversation.
But you know I love the candy.
As always, because it's a hoot.
I was going to ask Joe what his favorite flavor was.
Well, my favorite flavor today, guys, is cola. We've just come out with a cola.
How about that?
That's something.
That is great. Cola.
Does it have caffeine in it?
No, it doesn't, but it sure has the same taste.
What's the most popular selling flavor?
Still to this day, it's orange, strawberry, and lemon. The three even.
There we go.
Fruits, swishy fruits, nice fruits, tasty fruits, good for you fruits. Hey, is there any nutritional value at all in a Pez?
It is pure sugar as far as the key component.
Sugar.
We're looking at vitamins real soon, guys.
Oh, you're going to have some healthy Pez. I hear you discontinued the cherry.
We discontinued it, but this year we're bringing it back.
The cherry's coming back.
I love eating a good cherry.
That's fantastic. How many employees do you have at the Pez Candy Company there, Joe Vittorio?
Well, here we have about 200, and that'll go up to 3 depending on season.
How about that?
Is it anything like that episode of I Love Lucy, the crazy one where they're making the candies on the conveyor belt? I'll tell you what, that Lucy, she was something. Did you ever
with the bonbons in her mouth?
Did you ever have a Lucy Pez?
We have about 300 different people like that here at Pez, but no, we've never had a Lucy Pez.
Ain't that something?
I would imagine, Joe, that the place is simply chock full of conveyor belts.
You bet.
How many Pez are in one of those little packages? Can we guess? I would guess that there are between 16 and 18 in a package.
You're good. I'm going to say that there are 14.
How many are there, Joe?
In one roll, there's 10.
In a roll, only 10. How about that? Only 10.
I just had a funny thought. If there was somebody that worked in the factory that had a tracheotomy, they could dispense candy.
Don't hope for that, guys, please.
Can I, Joe, Don here, can I just say to my good friend, Mike, what's up with you? We've got.
What's the problem? I was making a funny.
We've got very close friends.
I understand.
Right here at the station who have had problems.
I know who you're talking about.
With TC.
The Tobacco Road guy.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I apologize. And let me formally make this an apology to our whole listening audience. Not funny to make fun of people with holes in their throats. Consider it done.
Joe, let me tell you what's happening. We have guys on the Westwood One Network. They do a show called Tobacco Road. And the deal is that they've had their voice boxes removed because they smoke so much. And we find the show repulsive.
And I'd like to salute Joe Camel and Nicotine. I think they're good guys.
Nicotine, that's great.
That's the name.
It's kind of a gag DJ name. It's 11 until the hour. The news, traffic, weather together. Hey, don't forget, the question tonight on the Joe Ardinger Show. Yeah. Do you have a drinking problem?
Joe will be talking about the shakes and blackouts and all things that happen if you've got a problem. Joe, do you decorate the Pez factory for the old Halloween?
As a matter of fact, we have some fun with it. Yes, we do.
How about that? What kind of fun do you have?
Well, as far as bringing kids in, we actually have a lot of school kids that come in, and we have some fun with them. And they let them design.
It's all about the kids. It's all about the kids.
It is.
Can you tell me something? What about, I heard a rumor that you had at one point, maybe in a foreign country, I don't know which dictator it was, if it was the really bad guy from Germany, or if it was Mussolini. Have you ever, I'll just flat out ask you, have you ever had a Hitler Pez dispenser?
No, we never did.
Never have?
Well, give me applause for that. Absolutely. Sweet Mama Pajama. That is absolutely true.
The toughest guy we've had, I think, is Wolverine.
Wolverine. And that's a new one, right?
The comic book.
We've had it for years, actually.
Oh, for years, because it was the old days. I think of the movie. Right. That's what I'm exhausted. I carved 7,000 jack-o'-lanterns last year. I'm so. And, of course, you got the pumpkin head, don't you, Joe?
We'll never get rid of that guy.
That's super. Isn't that something?
Pez.
Don't forget the Spooktacular and also the horror-thon happening this weekend. And to get every penny for UNICEF, don't forget, be on the lookout for Tiny Tom Gavin, who's going to be in front of Piggly Wiggly out there.
That kid's got a lot of heart. Great googly moogly. He is. He's something truly spectacular.
He is something. Isn't he something?
And he will be dressed as a jack-o'-lantern this year, which I think is a wonderful costume.
Joe, at what age do you think the youngest listener that would be listening right now, it's safe for a youngster to eat and enjoy Pez?
Excellent question, Don.
Do you need all of the baby teeth to enjoy the Pez?
Well, you should. We recommend at least at age 5.
5. All right. So don't give the kids under 5 the Pez. That's right from the president of the company right
5.
there.
That would be one more than 4 and one more than 4. Hold on.
One less than 4.
5.
One more than 3.
There you go. No, hold on. 5 is one less.
Carry the 2.
5 is one less than 6 and one more than 4.
That's right.
Well, give the kids the soft candy.
How about arithmetic? How's your mathematics?
I suppose, Joe, if you're counting all those Pez's, you must have to have some bean counters in your factory. Isn't that true?
We do. Actually, we do 10 million a day.
Sweet fancy Moses.
Ain't that something? How about that? Holy cheese and crackers.
Unbelievable.
You know, the kids,
my dear wife makes fake webs out of spun sugar.
The kids love Pez. Have you ever met Dakota Fanning?
No, I haven't.
She's super. You know the little girl from the War of the Worlds?
Yeah.
My God, is she just a sweetheart of a girl.
Precocious.
She's something.
Sweet, sassy molassy.
I think I like to put... what I like to do is put Lipitor in my Darth Vader Pez dispenser.
Just for you.
I'll try that myself.
Isn't that something?
It's a great way of taking a medicine that's good and good for you and doing it in a fun way.
You're darn right.
As a matter of fact, can't you take a Pez dispenser and actually dispense medications out of that and you could just have fun with it?
We wouldn't recommend it.
No.
Well, for the longest time, when we had Big Mama living with us and we would try to sedate her at night,
sure,
we would, and Joe, you know how seniors are. And hi to all the seniors out there. Hey, don't you go dying on us. The seniors out there, she would not take her meds. She would only take pills and applesauce. So what we would have to do, it was something.
Lady.
What we would have to do was...
kind of lady. Attaboy, Joe.
We'd have to take her pills, take her nitro, or take whatever it is they're putting her to sleep with, and listen, the doctors, aren't they something with their fabulous medicines?
All the medicines. And let's not ignore the scientists.
They would put that right in, and we would lift up Captain America's head.
Yes.
And how about that? She would take her medication, and she would think she was having your delicious Pez candies.
Let's give her a round of applause.
Good story.
Joe, what is the most exciting thing to be coming out of the big Pez Candy Corporation in the near future?
Well, near future is NASCAR, but the current big thing just coming out next month is the Star Wars Collector Set.
The Star Wars Collector Set. Is there a Chewbacca?
There's a Chewbacca, and it's numbered, guys.
Oh, fantastic for collectibles.
Yes, you got it.
One's the loneliest number. How about that Pez? And now, do you like being called the President?
You know what I've been called? The President. Recently, Chris Dodd up in Washington, down in your neck of the woods.
Right here, our nation's capital.
I met, and he said, "You're the President, aren't you?"
Hey, how about that, George Bush?
So you're saying that came from a United States senator?
Absolutely.
That's why we urge everybody on this show to vote. Do your duty and go out and vote.
He's a Connecticut senator, and he loves Connecticut, and that's where we are.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
What?
I'm sorry, I was reading something.
I'm sorry.
We just got a news bulletin from Buzz Burbank. Our assistant producer, Rob Spiewak, has had a mini-stroke again. Had a little problem in the background.
I'm not really...
He's lost his ability to write.
I'm not really sure what happened on that side of the room, but I know it was something. And I know I love Pez, and it's great talking to Joe Vittorio, who's the president of Pez. I can't tell you how many times I've bitten into a Pez and I've said, isn't that something? The taste jumps right out at you.
Oh, that's what you wanted me to ask him, if he's a Pezbian or not.
I'm a Pezbian.
A Pezbian. That's wonderful.
Hey, there you go again. Watch it with that
Sorry
stuff.
about that. I'm being a little controversial.
Don't forget, stay tuned on XM Radio for Ron and Fez. They're coming up. Fez rhymes with Pez.
That's right. Yes, sir. I bet he likes the candy, too.
Maybe you should stay tuned for Ron and Pez. Aren't they something?
Caramel apples are my royal downfall.
Free FM. Isn't that something?
Joe, it's been a little slice of heaven. You've been a wonderful man to come on the show.
Love having you on the show.
Well, thanks, guys. Hard to keep up with you, but it sounds great.
Pez.com.
Don't forget that later on tonight, it's Petting to a Point with Sister Beth Ann McBride.
She'll tell you all about how to raise those youngsters.
As you know, she's both pro and con abortion. How about that?
How do you pull that off?
She's all over them. It's Roe v. Wade, but no one knows if she's Roe or Wade.
Yes, my boy, Pez. I don't know what that means either.
How about that?
If it's in front of me, I'll read it.
Joe, thanks for being on the show.
Take care, guys.
Happy trail. Hold on a second. I talked to a member of our support staff.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, guys.
And don't forget, Joe Argent, blah, 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 blah. Okay, pick it up.
Let's see what he thought of it.
Thank you, Joe. I hope you had a good time. All right, have a great one. Bye-bye. Bye.
What does he care?
He doesn't care.
He's counting his money.
Yeah,
he doesn't care. You know, you never went to the Larry.
No.
And I got a feeling I smoked you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think I smoked you.
Really?
You dusted him this time.
On the how about that?
I was too busy trying to decipher Rob's writing. Rob was going kind of crazy there for a second, and I was just desperate to get Pesbian, and the Pesbian looked like Pez brand. And I wasn't sure what that. Are you a Pez brand?
What's the?
That didn't make sense.
What's the score, Buzz?
Let's see. Mike had 2 Isn't That Somethings, 2 How About That, 1 Great Googly Moogly, and 1 that made me laugh so hard I forgot what it was. But anyway, his grand total was 6 declarations. Don had 25 declarations.
Sweet Mama Pajama.
10 Isn't That Somethings, 14 How About That, and a Holy Cats.
Sweet Fancy Moses.
Threw that in for my daughter up in Minnesota Nice.
And for all you young aspiring comedy writers, work on your penmanship.
And thanks to Beth Ann McBride for the great exclamations.
Or your Pesmanship.
What?
I was getting help from all different sides today.
What is Beth Ann writing jokes now?
She just got great exclamations off the internet. That's where I got this fabulous one. Oh, Sweet Mama Pajama.
Pez, my boy.
Pez, my boy. Pez. Yes, funny.
Hey, listen, here's the thing. You can't mock it because you read it.
I read it. That's right.
I mean, if he writes something that ain't funny, don't read it.
If it's put in front of me, I'm going to read it.
It's funny.
That's what's going to happen. I'm going to read it.
Boy, that replay tomorrow will be easy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we count back. I hope BA can cut that tape up tonight.
Hello?
Hey, can you cut that tape up tomorrow?
Yeah. He only had 6.
That's what I counted.
I killed him.
I knew he was hurting. That's why I tried to get a list for him.
Yeah.
What do you mean I was hurting?
Well, I mean, Don was doing better. I always want you to win.
Oh.
Hey.
I'm always cheering for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jugs.
Well, because you're going to be ruthless. And Rob's putting stuff in front of him, and he's easily distracted.
Well, all right. Enough of this propping me up. I think I'm gonna kick ass next time.
Well,
all I'm gonna do is just sit over here and say, "Oh my."
No, the game is how about that?
Isn't that something?
Isn't that something?
All right.
But you have other things. That's what makes it funny that you guys have other things to
All right, late in the show, I might have shown a little wear and tear today, okay? Sorry about that. The brain might not have been hitting on all 8 cylinders.
Remember,
you want a piece of pizza?
Sometimes it's too much help, you know what I mean?
used to have a DP.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Used to.
Well, I have that up until the 29th.
Sunday.
And then it's gone.
Then it's gone. Okay. Thank you, B.A.
I said no to blackouts.
Bye.
No, I said yes to blackouts. Which Joe Archer said to me, everybody's done that.
Yeah, no. Listen to this. You know what? Let's load the Buzz stuff in. Craig Wilson is Fagolini times 1,000 today.
Oh, my God.
Please don't go online and read USA Today. We'll read this tomorrow for you on the show.
Save yourselves for tomorrow.
No?
What?
No. If we just do this. No,
yeah.
Let's break. We'll come back. We'll do Craig. And then we'll still have 2 breaks with Buzz's News.
Very good.
And tomorrow you can tell us how Joe came in during the commercials and said to you, oh, come on, you're lying. Everybody blacks out. Everybody gets the shakes.
And how I was the faggot Harley boy.
Yeah. Oh, I've got that written down as well.
It's very short.
You know, you've got so many issues on today's show, Mike.
I do. I'm just chock full of
so many issues.
Gay segment coming up.
You know, meanwhile, I've not even mentioned, hey, hello. Me still so horny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but enough about me and my horniness.
Well, I mean, tomorrow's another show.
Sure is, Mike.
It really is.
Sure is. But remember, you know the motto around here. Tomorrow is promised to no one. We'll be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
It's the Don and Mike Show on Pittsburgh's new talk station, The Edge, 1550.
I have been to several Elton John concerts.
What does that mean?
Elton John is a gay.
The Don and Mike Show.
This is Scott Thompson saying Don and Mike are a gay.
Here's a gay song.
Baby, I love their way. Every day. Don and Mike.
All right, thank you, Dude Walker. Our website is donandmikewebsite.com. You go there all the time. I know a lot of you are wondering about podcasting.
Yeah.
I think the meeting with the podcasting people, maybe it's tomorrow. Anyway, we're very close to coming to a resolution about this whole goddamn podcasting thing.
That always sounds so Night of the Living Dead to me.
Because the company, the great company that we work for, doesn't want the whole show to be available to you to download.
We're going to send out actual pods.
Even if we charge and split the money, but there's a way around that. Is the meeting tomorrow about the podcasting?
Yeah, with the...
Right, with the guys from the place?
Right.
Okay, all right. Keep me abreast.
Ooh! Maybe two.
No pun intended.
Okay.
Hey, Beth Ann?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. I'm pulling your way.
Wait a minute. Okay?
Okay.
All right, bye, honey.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Now, as I mentioned...
And she's gone.
Craig Wilson today.
Homo.
I mean, this guy's really been on a streak.
And we thank him for that.
And it's a yellow streak. No, I take it back. It's a brown streak. Sure. I take it back. It's a... black streak. It's a red streak.
It's a winning streak.
It's a rainbow. And now from the pages of USA Today. From today's paper, the final word by Craig Wilson.
Life was simpler before men got so uber complex.
Remember metrosexuals? Those were the guys who could get their backs waxed in the morning, their eyebrows plucked in the afternoon, and still go out with a girl in the evening. Dandies who knew what DKNY stood for, but also would know that Chicago is playing Houston in the World Series this week.
I always was suspect of them. Where I came from, real men didn't get manicures.
What? Now come the Ubersexuals. These are the guys who probably would pass on a back waxing. They know who's in the World Series. They actually care who's in the World Series. But they're neither faux gay nor real jerks. They're a step above the standard issue man who knows only the 3 B's. Beer, babes, and the boob tube. Isn't he the craziest homo ever?
Ubersexuals, according to the trio of advertising writers who came up with the term this fall to zero in on the market, are men who embrace the positives of masculinity. Confidence, leadership, passion, and compassion, without succumbing to the negatives that give the guy next door such a bad... passionate. Jon Stewart, Senator Barack Obama, and George Clooney also made the Ubersexual list. They're guys who have a feminine side. Aren't afraid of it, but don't flaunt it either.
Apparently it's a list that people want to be on. Shortly after the Uber lineup came out this month, radio talk show host Rush Limbaugh complained he wasn't on it. He thought he qualified as much as the next guy. Odd that Limbaugh would want to be on a list that includes Bill Clinton. But no one likes to be left out.
I'm not sure I buy this Ubersexual thing any more than I bought metrosexuals. They seem too good to be true. Where's the fatal flaw that makes a guy truly interesting?
I tell you,
it's interesting.
I'm trying to think if I even know any Ubersexuals. Do you?
Your husband, maybe? Your son? A brother?
My dad, who just must be rolling in his grave. My dad enjoyed a strong whiskey sour. Wore a natty camel hair cap and enjoyed a quality life. But he thought a woman's place was in the home. My mom. There we go, my mom. My mom didn't work out of the house until I graduated from college. Not very Uber, I'm afraid.
I haven't lived with my brother in 40 years. But he certainly wasn't very Uber back then. Maybe he has evolved. But he's a coach. And we all know the 3B tendencies that come with the locker room.
Let's remember, that's beer, babes, and the boob.
That's right.
Hold on a second. As for myself, I don't think so. I'm far too fond of my Sharps Kid Gloves Shave Gel. What the hell is that? Really?
Where does it go?
You know where it goes. An immediate disqualifier. Disqualified. Let me take that whole thing from the top.
It's a bit. He's a little excited about this, and his sentences are a little whacked up.
As for myself, I don't think so. I'm far too fond of my Sharps Kid Glove Shave Gel. What is Sharps Kid Glove Shave Gel? Is it
brand name,
like Analies or something?
I think it's a cosmetic.
Yeah. An immediate disqualifier, I'm sure. Far too metrosexual.
Maybe we should just return to the days when there were heterosexuals, homosexuals, and the merely confused.
A far simpler time, for sure. Craig Wilson.
There he is.
That's the way we ought to end it every week, too.
Craig Wilson.
Craig Wilson, everyone.
We all know the 3 beers. The 3 beers of men.
3 B's.
Beer, babes, and the boob tube.
I'm trying to think if I even know any Ubersexuals. Do you? Could you write me with their name?
My dad enjoyed a strong whiskey sour when he wasn't beating the crap out of me.
Maybe we should just return to the days when there were heterosexuals, homosexuals, and the merely confused.
Dad, you have a great natty camel's hair cap.
And he's talking about his dad being like a macho man with his whiskey sour. That's not a macho drink.
Oh, Dad,
it's a chick drink.
Where is my Sharps Kid Glove Shave Gel?
It's time for my weekly shave. There we go.
Daddy, shave me.
Shut up, son. I'm drinking my whiskey sour.
But, Daddy, I'm getting hair. Shave me.
Stop being an Ubersexual. Yes.
I told you I'm a homosexual.
Craig Wilson.
Craig Wilson reporting. It says Sharps, S-H-A-R-P-S, Kid, K-I-D, glove, Sharps Kid Glove Shave Gel.
Obviously, it's shaving cream, but it's a brand name. I've never heard of it.
Are you going to Google it?
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you please Google it, and let's go to Buzz. Buzz Rob's
In a world where owning a radio was strictly forbidden, one man found a way to bring good news to his people.
Bud Burbank.
It's me.
He made it up.
Oh, hold on, thank you, Joe. Beaten to the punch. How about that, Joe?
Well, it's Wednesday, Joe.
This oil-free, guy-strength brew of botanicals instantly transforms into transparent gel when applied to the skin. Get better facial hair designs, avoid rocky road nicks, no more burn.
Oh, I get it.
No rashes. Easy glide. Kid Glove Smooth.
Unlike with foam, you can see where it's clear. It stays clear, so you can see where you've shaved and where you haven't if you're shaping a beard.
Hold on. The last paragraph, this comes from shavingcream.com. Mm-hmm. For better prep, pre-shave with Happy Me All Over Wash.
Of course.
Hello, gorgeous.
And post-shave Kid Glove Hydrating Gel.
Next sentence is good.
Barber tested on guys, not animals.
There you go.
That's the stuff he was writing about in the newspaper
It's
today.
a lovely-looking product, isn't it?
Right all over.
I want mine.
Massage a thick layer onto damp skin. Wait 30 seconds. Feel the kick. Using short strokes, shave with a grain of hair. Repeat.
With the grain.
And for you grizzlies, repeat against the grain. This is from the. I'm not reading this from his column.
No, that's the product
from the goddamn
for you Grizzlies.
5 ounces, $12
for you Grizzlies.
What else you got, Joe?
Well, it's got a picture of a goat on it too.
Joe. Oh no, it does. Yeah, you're right. It's got like a Billy Goat's face on the tube.
That's interesting.
Well, there you go.
All sorts of meanings there.
We opened up the news and we've opened it. We hit the thing right. Yeah. Oh, Buzz, what's your lead story tonight?
Tonight, the world's tallest dog, which cable news anchors are gay, and maybe a little neck stepping.
Oh, you going to step on some more necks today?
Maybe.
Oh, good. Okay.
Stay tuned for news and comments coming up on the Don and Mike Show.
Dad, where's my whiskey sour?
It's down here, son.
That was very
professional, Dad.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Hey, we know that student loans are a part of your life, but being treated poorly by your current lender doesn't have to be. Not anymore. That's because you now have options, even if you have previously consolidated your student loans. Just call College Loan Corporation at 1-800-2-COLLEGE. College Loan Corporation is one of the nation's leading student loan providers. We will answer your questions and provide you with simple, personalized solutions. And by calling now, you may be eligible for up to a $2,000 cash rebate. That's 1-800-2-COLLEGE. It's the smartest call you can make.
There are two kinds of bikers. There's the tough, hardcore biker, like Smokey here.
Hey, bro.
And then there's the weekend rider, like Jeff.
Hey, man.
These two bikers couldn't be more different, except for one thing. You both have Geico motorcycle insurance. Because Geico covers most kinds of motorcycles, and they offer money-saving discounts. So, you see, you guys, you have more in common than you thought.
Neat.
For a free rate quote on motorcycle insurance, visit geico.com or call 1-800-44-CYCLE. Geico Motorcycle Insurance. Let's ride.
This is Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. Give someone special to you the gift that will be remembered for years to come. Name a star after them. The Star Registry will name a star after anyone on your gift list for $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com. It's the perfect gift for birthdays, weddings, and just about any occasion. Give the ultimate gift. Call the Star Registry at 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com. We proudly support the Starlight Starbright Children's Foundation.
At CompUSA, we get that entertainment centers don't just sit in living rooms, because now you can enjoy your DVDs, DVR, TV, MP3s, and games on a laptop with a 17-inch Ultimate True Bright display. It's the Toshiba Cosmeo G25 with Intel Centrino mobile technology. Get yours for just under $3,000. Only at CompUSA. We got it, we get it. Offer good through Sunday. See store for details.
Don and Mike on the Edge, 1550.
WURP Braddock. WURP Braddock. Pittsburgh's new talk radio station is 1550 The Edge. The Edge.
NBC News Radio, I'm Tom Costello. Frustration in Florida. 2 days after Hurricane Wilma hit, thousands wait in long lines for water, ice, and gas. FEMA Chief David Paulson is vowing to step up federal relief efforts.
We are going to make sure that we increase the supply line. We want those people back in their homes. We want the power back on. And we are going to simply do everything possible to give the state everything it needs.
Florida officials are now reporting 10 deaths blamed on Wilma. It will be at least another day or two before there's word of any indictments from a grand jury investigating whether anyone from the White House illegally leaked the name of a CIA agent. The panel's 2-year term is scheduled to end Friday. In health news, the government is considering whether to allow the sale of a do-it-yourself AIDS test over the counter. Supporters say home kits would spur people to get treatment sooner. Opponents argue counselors should be on hand for those who test positive. And the Chicago White Sox could wrap up their first World Series tonight. A victory would give them a 4-game sweep of the Houston Astros. I'm Tom Costello, NBC News Radio.
I'm a wife, mom, president of the PTA, member of 8 book clubs, lightning fast potato peeler. Oh, and candidate for mayor.
The less laundry you have to do, the more living you can do. Thanks to the newly designed Maytag Neptune high-efficiency washer, which has the largest front-load capacity available. So you can do more loads in less time, and even a king-size comforter. It's only from the most trusted brand in laundry, Maytag. For less laundry, more life. Depend on us.
Time for Mom's Most Shocking Secrets Revealed. Today, Campbell's Cheesy Chicken and Rice Bake. An exclusive investigation uncovers how moms make this delicious meal. First, mix Campbell's cream of chicken soup with chicken and rice. Place into oven. When done, top with cheese. Mouth-watering, yet true. Look for full recipe details at campbellskitchen.com. Mom's hidden truth, finally exposed. Come home to a home-cooked meal with Campbell's.
Attention shoppers, if anyone is missing a rather plump set of love handles, please come to the customer service counter and claim them. The ample love handles were lost in the produce department where their former owner had purchased fruits and veggies to munch on during the big game. Thank you and have a good day.
Small step number 81. Snack on fruits and veggies. It's just one of the many small steps you can take to get healthy. Learn more at www.smallstep.gov.
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Data security and speed can be what puts your business ahead of your competition. But cost is important too. You might be paying every month for bandwidth you don't use. Let's talk about your company's disaster recovery system. Is it as effective and secure as it could be? What are you paying for your T1 line? I'll bet we can offer you a better deal. We're ASP Station, a premier independent server co-location facility and high-speed internet access provider. Virtually unlimited bandwidth, co-location for your backup servers, off-site system backup, and secure access to your equipment 24/7. Check us out on the web at aspstation.net or call us at 412-661-6001. Easy number to remember, 412-661-6001. ASP Station, 412-661-6001.
Have you been jazzing around yet? It's Sundays from 10 to 12 here on 1550. Get a taste of the latest jazz albums, a concert and club calendar, birthdays, awards, obituaries, and more. Plus featured artist interviews. That's a lot of jazzing. Check it out for yourself. Sponsored in part by Martini's, Route 885 Jefferson, Original Recipe Italian Cooking, and Spider Mondinelli's Pittsburgh Jazz Giants, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Jazzing around. Sundays 10 to 12 here on 1550 The Edge.
Furnace working okay? How's your heating bills? You know, no kidding, an old or inefficient furnace can really add to the cost of keeping your home warm. If you want to keep costs down, get your furnace looked at, and I recommend Bolster to Heart Heating and Air Conditioning for that. The technicians at Bolster to Heart have been performing routine maintenance and installing high-efficiency heating and air conditioning systems in Pittsburgh since 1977. They're EPA-certified professionals who are continually factory-trained in all the latest installation and service techniques. They offer free estimates and don't even charge extra for Saturday service. They're a quality dealer you can trust. Stay warm this winter at the lowest possible cost. Call Bolster to Heart Heating and Air Conditioning at 412-367-3900. Maintenance or installation, Bolster to Heart Heating and Air Conditioning, 412-367-3900.
R-E-C-Y-C-L-E. It begins with you and me.
That song is so cool. Yowzer the soda bottle here, along with Cruiser the car tire.
Right, listen up. Do you know I can be recycled into new products like soaker hoses?
And if you think that's cool, listen to this. I can be recycled to make T-shirts. No joke.
You might say we never get tired of recycling.
Yeah, whatever.
For information, call 1-800-346-4242. Sponsored by the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection, Edward Rendell, Governor.
Duty. Neighbors united for the common good. Honor. The faith that dedication to a noble cause is right, just, and good. Country. A vow to support our nation's people during desperate times. Duty. Honor. Country. We're the Army National Guard. Call 1-800-GO-GUARD.
In the Army National Guard, you can...
Sponsored by the Pennsylvania National Guard, aired by the Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Nursing is an exciting career with many opportunities. Here's what today's nursing professionals are saying.
I think this is a great time to go into the nursing profession.
Nursing offers many opportunities to change and grow.
You can work med-surg,
operating rooms, rehab nursing. That same degree of nursing you can take with you and use it throughout your life.
Feel the rush. For information on a rewarding career, call 800-377-4502 or visit futuresinnursing.org. Sponsored by FIA and the Pennsylvania Higher Education Foundation.
Hi,
My name's Jamal, and I'm alive today because I was given CPR last year by a guy named Rick who took a class with the American Red Cross after I received blood which was given at a blood drive by Maria,
who gave blood after being encouraged by my husband David, who
learned how to make a family disaster plan and build a disaster supplies kit from Eddie, who
volunteered to answer phones last spring. But it all started out with Angela, who helped
Eddie's whole family get the help and support they needed after losing their home to a fire.
When we come together, we become part of something bigger than us all. By getting involved with the Red Cross, you never know how many people your actions will affect. There are simple things you can do through your local Red Cross to help prepare yourself, your family, and your community for the unexpected. Whether you decide to volunteer to help out those in need, give blood, or make a disaster supplies kit for your family, your actions can change lives.
It's the Don and Mike Show on Pittsburgh's new talk station, The Edge, 1550.
Don and Mike Show.
What's the word from Planet Crackpot?
The Don and Mike Show.
Coming up, handsome man recaps news in pleasing baritone. Stay tuned for this and more.
Now this ain't gay.
Don't pour your love out on me, baby.
Right.
Homo. Pick and eat. The Don and Mike Show.
Just pick and eat. Just click and win.
So you're saying this is gay?
Of course it's gay.
But you like this gay.
Right. I like the other gay, too.
You like the gay?
I like the gay. You like the goat gel? Hi, Buzz.
Hi, Don and Mike. Man, things are sure not going well in the Nixon White House. At least,
Brother, what can I do to help you?
At least one and as many as 5 key members of the Bush administration expect to be indicted tomorrow or Friday. In fact, it was expected today, and it didn't happen.
Are you next stepping now?
Yeah, just a little.
Okay, that's okay.
Big time. He's got the big boot on today.
That's all right. And all of this for allegedly blowing a CIA agent's cover. Now, there'll be a news conference to explain who got indicted and for what. The investigation continued as recently as yesterday with FBI agents asking her neighbors if they knew that Valerie Plame was a spy. That matters because the administration's claim that even her neighbors knew. They say they didn't. If she really was undercover, that helps the prosecutor argue that real damage was done by outing her. There may also be charges of perjury and obstruction of justice.
Buzz, I was amazed this morning. I was watching the Today Show. Now, I understand that this whole thing with the indictments, that it's hard to understand.
Yeah, it's a little complicated.
So they said on the Today Show, we're going to make it easy for you. Mm-hmm. And this was in the first 15 minutes when they do the hard news.
Right.
Okay.
Good, hard, rock hard news.
Ann Curry doing that?
No, Katie was. Cat couldn't scratch it. So, on the bottom of the screen, they're running the graphic.
Right.
Leaks in the White House for dummies. Mm-hmm. You know, saying to the audience, saying to you, the home viewer,
you're too stupid to understand this, so we're going to give you a little guide.
Well, on one hand, yes, we are too stupid to understand it. A great many of us, myself included.
You don't have to tell us that.
You don't need the graphic, and it's got the big NBC News logo around the bottom. You know, and they ran it for the entire friggin' report.
Right.
White House leaks for dummies. Mm-hmm. What?
And the way I understand it, whoever leaked this, they were punishing some guy that was saying things against the administration. And they were punishing him by releasing to a reporter the fact that his wife is in the CIA. That's how I understand
That is it exactly.
And everybody is...
Dick Cheney's got nothing to worry about. Huh? Big Dick Cheney's the man. Mm-hmm. Can I tell you that?
Yeah.
And I put that on his name like disc jockey Big Don O'Brien, friend of the show.
You have a problem in the White House, you don't go see George, you go see Big Dick.
Right. Big Dick Cheney.
Karl Rove, meanwhile, continues to try to focus on getting Harriet Miers, the aunt almost no one likes, confirmed to the Supreme Court.
Harriet Miers, guilty of being hot.
That's right.
Let me also say, again, Dakota Fanning, still guilty of being hot.
That lady's not going to like that.
Screw her. Soccer mom.
The gay newspaper, the Houston Voice, has outed 2 cable news anchors, or so it believes.
Okay, hold on. Now, I have not...
This will be fun.
Story.
Are they male or female?
Both male.
May I guess?
Both male.
Yes, please.
Is it from? Are they from Fox News, CNN? Can you give us a hint on the network?
I'll tell you straight out. One is from Fox and one is from CNN.
Oh, it's Shep Smith.
Neither one on WRC TV.
And I would guess. Who's the guy that was at the Hurricanes? Anderson.
Pooper?
Anderson Pooper.
That's it. You've guessed them both.
Anderson Pooper.
According to the Houston Voice, anyway, CNN's Anderson Cooper, and to keep things fair and balanced, yes, Fox News anchor Shepard Smith. Voice managing...
What does that seriously say? I mean, there are not many choices, I suppose, but We just did that.
How tough was that?
We just hit that out of the park.
Yeah. Voice managing editor
Super.
Kevin Naff. Good gaydar, guys.
Gaydar.
Voice managing editor Kevin Naff says Shepard Smith once tried to pick him up in a gay piano bar in New York City.
I bet Shepard Smith is bi. I mean, seriously now, I know we goof on everybody.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
Really, with no offense to any Oriental.
Any hole in the wall?
Yeah. Or anybody who's gay. I just don't think that he just plays for that team. I think he probably plays on both teams.
Think he's omnisexual?
Hey, where's that BJ tape? That Jennifer Lopez tape?
Oh, yeah. When he makes the slip up.
Yeah, he sounds... I've always thought he sounded kind of gay, but then I think...
But not too gay.
Yeah, right.
Gay, but not too gay.
Ambiguous about that. You got that tape of Shepard Smith?
Still looking at
but the guy...
allegations.
Anderson Pooper, there is no doubt in my mind as I watch him, and it doesn't make me not want to watch him.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Right. It's just I look at him and I think, how can I get my news from this man?
Naff.
Knowing where that mouth has been.
Oh, dear.
Knowing what's been in that mouth.
The voice editor, Naff, says you don't have to have gaydar to read between the lines.
Here's the tape of Shepard Smith.
This is Rip Taylor. I will see you at the Metroliner tomorrow at 11 a.m. in Washington, D.C.
I hear it.
Shepard Smith.
I hear it a little bit. Naff says you don't have to have gaydar to read between the lines in a comment by Anderson Cooper in New York Magazine. The magazine asked Hurricane Andy about his sexual orientation, and he answered by saying, quote, "The whole thing about being a reporter is that you're supposed to be an observer and to be able to adapt with any group you're in, and I don't want to do anything that threatens that," end quote.
J-Lo's new song, Jenny from the Block, all about Lopez roots, about how she's still a neighborhood gal at heart. But folks from that street in New York, the Bronx section, sound more likely to give her a curb job than a blow or block party. The New York Post, sorry about that.
What was he thinking?
I have no idea how that happened, but it won't happen again. And that's your news.
Why the gay hostility?
I love you, Anderson.
I picture Shepard Smith.
What's up, guys?
Like turning on a real heavy Southern accent too. How are you? Yeah, I'd like to. I'll do the news.
But I think he's both. I think that he could go down to the Hurricane and be in the Superdome or whatever and think, gosh,
that's because you're more attracted to him than Anderson Cooper.
You're goddamn right I am. I could see him think, would I rather have a male refugee tonight or a female refugee?
Do you see him with Chris or Kathleen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do with both. But then on the other hand, Anderson Pooper, he is strictly a guy. Yeah. I mean, it's a guy thing with him.
Right.
Yeah. And more power to him. You know, cornholers in the news.
So why the outing? Why the gay hostility toward Cooper and Smith?
Who's hostile, Buzz?
Because they, according to the editor, quoting him, chose to hide and deceive to protect their incomes and images at the expense of contributing important weight and star power to the gay civil rights movement. Meow. Mm-hmm. President Bush...
No, hold on, there's one more outing.
This is Larry Michael, Westwood One, Notre Dame Radio.
And he's a sportscaster.
Way to go, Don. President Bush addressed military wives yesterday as he tried to reignite a winning spirit for the war.
What can I do to help you?
For the war in Iraq.
Ladies, how are you?
The speech came on the occasion of the 2000th American casualty in Iraq, which has prompted great debate over whether or not it's a milestone. What it is a really big number headed for bigger. Congress also acknowledged the number yesterday with a moment of silence, followed by criticism of the president's war and how it's been handled.
You like our new George Bush sound effect?
Is that George? 2 out of 3 Americans also disapprove, and they've felt that way for 3 months now, back before the number was 2,000.
And you know, his new nickname, incidentally, I'm a big fan of Bernie Mac, as you know, even his awful movies like Mr. 3000. Mm-hmm. I think that Bush's new nickname should be Mr. 2000.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're making a big deal about the 2000th American soldier that's been killed in Iraq.
That's why we need a distracting story like this one about the world's tallest dog. A Harlequin Dane from Grass Valley, California.
I thought it was Paula Poundstone.
No. Our winner is from Grass Valley, California. Has made the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's tallest dog.
Sure is not Gina Davis?
Gibson.
President Davis? Excuse me.
Gibson the dog.
Allison Janney.
Is over 7 feet tall. This dog is 7 feet tall.
Now, is it 7 feet tall standing on the hind legs, or is it 7 feet tall like...
I don't know.
You could ride it like a horse.
I don't know how they measure these things, but at 7 feet, does it really matter?
You need a lot of peanut butter.
It's like horse-sized.
You need a lot of peanut butter with that dog.
I'm just trying to think of all the tallest dogs I know. I'm really racking my brain on it right now.
You couldn't leave your dinner unattended. You'd eat it all the time.
That's right.
You know, I think that you probably should
I think we got them all, didn't we?
I think you should stop with Alice and Janney.
Yeah,
that was
not bad.
Although,
There's your comedy pyramid.
Okay, if it was a Who Would You Do, if it was Gina Davis, if we're talking just about big Amazon tall women, Gina Davis,
As they are now.
Paula Poundstone, Sue Palka.
I was thinking that.
Or
we don't really even know how, she's a TV person, so we really don't know how tall
Probably
she
not
is.
tall at all.
Or Allison Janney. I would do Allison Janney as she'd be my
Gina
number
Davis
one.
in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Both, please.
Davis.
You know why? The stink of Goldblum is there.
Oh, you had to mention that.
Of course.
Oh.
The Fly.
Oh, God. Somebody get me a list of the men that Allison Janney's been with.
Doesn't matter. She's not been with the Flies Fly.
Oh, God.
Just have to climb on top of Gina when she's fresh off the archery course.
Yes, please.
Hey, don't play your private fantasies on this
Gina
show.
Davis
Or
and
mine.
a giant 7-foot dog.
Hey, what's that in your quiver?
Yeah, that's it. I think we've exhausted the supply of 7-foot dogs.
Well, no, we haven't. Not really.
Really?
Hold on.
Oh, he's got to write one down.
Oh, dear.
You're not going.
Are you going in-house?
Yeah, okay. You're a mind reader. I don't have to say anything else.
Right.
Yeah, okay, right. Everybody got it.
Gibson at
Everybody, you know what? Everybody's going to get some Samsonite luggage today because everybody on the show figured out the woman that we were talking about.
Winner!
Here at the radio station.
Bingo!
At
baby.
over 7 feet tall, Gibson is just 3 years old, so he's still growing. The only thing better than a 7-foot dog, of course, would be a remote control to make other humans do whatever you want. The Japanese say they've invented that.
I'd like to say hello to Robin Roberts, please.
How does it feel not to be the woman being talked about?
I'm not tall.
But you complain all the time, like when we call you Chesty or something. Here we are mocking somebody else for a change. Another woman at the station's being mocked. Except we can't use her name because we don't want to hurt her feelings.
Right. Okay.
But you know who we're talking about, right?
No.
Good for you. God bless you.
Go back there real fast.
See if we get a laugh.
Just go back and tell her. Just write it down. Rob's going to write it down and bring it right back to your office. We can do this while we're still on the air.
We had a shoot for the calendar over the weekend. So.
What?
We had a shoot for the calendar over the weekend.
No, the calendar?
About you, yeah.
The calendar.
The calendar.
No.
Oh, you're looking at it? Yes.
No.
She's not buying it.
Not.
You know,
I don't agree.
She's like the White Minute Bowl. if Minute Bowl,
Power forward.
If Minute Bowl really let himself go.
She's lovely.
Oh, she is, but she's just as big as a freaking Amazon. Mm-hmm.
She's tall.
She could slam dunk with and her feet never leave the ground.
Amen.
Seriously, Michael's right. Power forward. She might as well be Kobe.
Sure.
Name her Kobe.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thank you, Beth Ann.
Goodbye.
Bye, Chester.
Good night.
Gosh, I hate to interrupt. It's all been so incredibly fascinating and entertaining and instructive. Really, the time has just flown by.
The Don and Mike Show.
Who let the dogs out?
No, wrong one.
Sorry.
There it is.
Let's conversate. The Don and Mike Show.
Hi, Buzz.
Hi, Don and Mike. Finally, crooks are unlucky. After successfully robbing a motorist at gunpoint, a 33-year-old man failed in his getaway attempt. Failed horribly. Failed miserably. First, he was struck by a car. Accidentally, apparently.
That's not funny.
By his own getaway driver. Then he was struck again by a car. This one driven apparently by someone who saw the crime. A woman who knows him.
Yes, Sam.
The attack car's driver hit the suspect 4 times altogether. That's a total of 5 car hits. But between the third and fourth one, the poor schmuck shot himself in the leg. I'm Buzz Burbank on the Don and Mike Show. All true.
Could that have been a little louder? I'm sorry, we're out of time then?
Yeah, I think I lost my hearing in my right ear.
What?
Sure is a good thing they're building us a new studio.
Luxury studio.
Here at the Don and Mike building.
With a stripper pole.
I said we got to go. We'll be back tomorrow with a new episode. Check out our website if you get a chance. It's DonnaMikeWebsite.com. We'll see you tomorrow on the same fine 28 radio stations. Let's all pray it stays at 28 tonight.
Hey, we'll hear the timpani tomorrow.
28's a lucky number. Good day to you, sir.
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 Hey, and you.
I've got this hard beard. Can you recommend a shaving product?
Yeah, the one with the goat on it. So long, Craig.
Till we meet again, this is Sammy Davis Jr. saying, be kind, be nice, and I hope the next performer has the pleasure of having as nice an audience as you've been tonight. And let me leave you swinging.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Don and Mike on the Edge, 1550.
The internet is crucial to your business. Everybody knows this, but did you know Nidhogg is the company you should call for internet service? Nidhogg for web hosting, personal web page hosting for less, business web page hosting, and for those of you who understand this stuff, Nidhogg offers both Unix and NT server support. Nidhogg is the company you should call for dedicated internet access. You got to get online to check out your new website, right? Hosted by Nidhogg, right? Well, do it with dedicated internet access the Nidhogg way. Nidhogg offers DSL for high-speed, low-cost, always-on access. Hey, if the company you're currently using just announced their financial woes, and you're not sure if they're going to be there for you, switching to Nidhogg is the answer. DSL is great. It means no more dial-up. Oh, by the way, do you remember that thing called the telephone? Do you remember when people used phone lines to access the internet? Oh, I'm sorry, you still use dial-up? Well, Nidhogg does that too. Dial-up service for only $20 a month, without the pop-ups and advertisements that just bog down your system and drive you nuts. Local access telephone numbers and an optional static IP number and dedicated access. Okay, I don't understand it all either, but I do know that I need it, and I know where to get it. Nidhogg, NIDHOG.com. What's with that name? Call them and ask. 412-661-5917. That's 661-5917, or log on nidhogg.com. Internet, the Nidhogg way. NIDHOG.com. I said before and I'll say it again. The internet is crucial to your business. Everybody knows this. Nidhogg is who you need to call. NIDHOG.com. 412-661-5917. Internet, the Nidhogg way. NIDHOG.com. NIDHOG.com. Nidhogg.
Furnace working okay? How's your heating bills? You know, no kidding, an old or inefficient furnace can really add to the cost of keeping your home warm. If you want to keep costs down, get your furnace looked at, and I recommend Bolster to Heart Heating and Air Conditioning for that. The technicians at Bolster to Heart have been performing routine maintenance and installing high-efficiency heating and air conditioning systems in Pittsburgh since 1977. They're EPA-certified professionals who are continually factory-trained in all the latest installation and service techniques. They offer free estimates and don't even charge extra for Saturday service. They're a quality dealer you can trust. Stay warm this winter at the lowest possible cost. Call Bolster to Heart Heating and Air Conditioning at 412-367-3900. Maintenance.
Sporting News Flash.
I'm Greg Springer. It's Game 4 of the World Series tonight in Houston. The White Sox and the Astros ready to do battle again. Freddie Garcia and Brandon Backey is the matchup as the White Sox go for the sweep, already up in the series 3-0. White Sox manager Ozzie Guillen says